Sonya Horstman.
Looking back on the life that you're leaving, let it rest in a hole in the ground. Stick around for the great revealing, or the fire you've been dancing around. All we hear is the sound of retreating. No one cares where you're coming from. My ears are still ringing and bleeding. I guess we all knew from the start. These are the days my heart goes numb. You know, one of these days will be the one. We're looking for answers. Oh, what a disaster. These are the days my heart goes numb. My heart goes numb. Breathing the fumes of the ashes, the spirits light up the night, looking down the
Now, we're live from the Untold Radio Network. It's Untold Radio AM with Monster Quest producer, host Doug Hajicek, and co-host Jeff Perrella Jr. Untold Radio AM is going live right now.
This show is for entertainment purposes only. Yep, that's the ticket. Now here are your Untold Radio AM hosts, Doug Hajicek and Jeff Perrella Jr.
And here we are. Hello, everyone.
We are here. We made it.
We did. It's amazing.
Skid it in. Back in the days when I used to hang out with Mishki.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Back on AM radio, and I'd drive to work once in a while, and we'd be sitting out in the car just talking, you know, and then you'd hear the theme music going on the radio, on the AM radio in the car. And he's like, it's fine. You just leave it dead silence.
Oh, he was
We'd
something
sit there
else.
and just visit
I
for
love
a
that
while,
show.
you know. And then maybe 10 minutes after, it was just dead silence on the show. You'd hear him going in there, and he would go in finally, and you'd hear him like knocking furniture over.
Oh, yeah.
Doing all this crazy stuff.
It was
Oh
a
my
great
God.
radio show. Gosh, I liked that show when he was on way back when on AM 1500.
That was one of the best.
Mhm.
One of the best. Anyhow, welcome everybody. We I don't know what kind of crowd we're going to have tonight. Don't know, but really want to welcome all of the Untoldians. Can you say that, Jeff?
The Untoldians. Welcome, Untoldians.
Yeah, there you go. It's a name that we have proudly bequeathed in all of you, you loyal
Untoldians. In the fringe space. I like that term, too.
Yeah, there you go. So we had a good show lined up tonight. Great show.
Yeah.
We will be joined by Sonya Horstman from Ohio. She is a 3-time eyewitness. And as a bonus, I know she is a psychic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, and she can nod or not nod. I can see her in the background.
Yeah.
She can nod that maybe she'll do a reading maybe for
She's got some ghost stories, too, for us.
Or something.
Yeah.
She's thumbsing. Oh my God. Okay. So I just got the thumbs up. So maybe if there's one person, maybe even two. Two. Yeah, two.
That'd be fun.
People in the audience that would like to have their do a psychic read on you for maybe 2026. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But she's a witness, so that's going to be our main topic. But she's been in this fringe world for quite a while, so we'll have lots to talk about.
A lot of stories for sure.
And I have a remember the teddy bear story I once told you about that happened with my son Josh, that we were when he was a kid, I don't know, 4 years old, he was riding on my back and I was the horse, and we were galloping around the house, and there was a stuffed bear with one eye in his bedroom, and he had a little cork gun Do you remember those cork guns with
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he would, he'd like, we get up to it. It's like, shoot the bear. He'd shoot it. And then we'd gallop into the other room. Well, we did that one time and we went all the way into the kitchen and there was the bear standing up on the dishwasher.
Weird.
And it sent chills up my spine because there's no way for it to get from, we were the only two in the house to get from there to there. Right. And I took the bear and I threw it in the basement, locked the door. Next morning, I got up early, wrapped it in a garbage bag, brought it to a dumpster over at a printing company. I'll even say the name, the John Roberts Printing Company.
Oh.
I owe you a
nice folks.
teddy bear in your garbage.
Yep, I know exactly what that is.
I did that, and I've never done anything like that, but I just wanted it far away.
Oh, yeah.
Quick. Okay. So I'm talking to Josh tonight, and he goes, "Well, we found that bear."
No way.
Wrapped in the garbage thing in my mom's basement. I went,
that's wild.
No way. And we talked about it. And he said, yeah, they were just chilled.
Oh, I bet.
Like, how did he get back?
That's crazy.
So anyhow, all right. So we're going to have stories like that, I guess. We've got, tech breakdown tonight. We have a guest host that we're going to bring on.
Mm-hmm.
That's just going to, he's just hanging out with us.
Yep.
As a host, not a guest.
Right.
He's a guest host. Or is he a guest that is going to be a host? Or is he, I don't know what he is. But he'll be on.
Yep.
A little bit. We have tech breakdown, weird and fast news. We do have trivia if we have time. Clip picks and all that stuff. So grab a warm blanket, dim your lights. And as Jeff does, only on New Year's Eve.
Just New Year's Eve.
Grab a beverage of your choice.
An adult beverage. I just got water tonight. I'm a good boy.
Grab a water or a hot chocolate. Okay. And that's all I've got. And let's go ahead and kick things off with our weird and fast news.
Okay.
It's time for weird and fast news. Yeah! It's time for weird and fast news.
It's not weird. It's not fast.
Slow and normal news?
Slow and normal news. Okay. Oh, my God. All right.
And as always, it's not a contest.
We don't do contests with the news. That's trivia. And that's never a contest.
Never.
All right. The first thing that Jeff is going to throw up there, it's like, what? That's an actual picture, right?
Actual photograph from this morning. In Kansas.
It says Kansas wildlife officials explains what happened to more than 100,000 pounds of invasive carp. People want to know. Wow. So they removed this from a single river during a massive cleanup effort. The carp, an aggressive species that crowds out native fish, I'm not even going to say the name of it, were captured in a large-scale operation designed to protect waterways and fisheries from long-term collapse. So there you go. So what they did is they dumped a lot of them back in the river, deceased, to rot and go, to, I guess, put nutrients in the river. Not that rivers need any nutrient help, right? They don't
think so.
No, they don't. Not with all the fertilizers and runoffs that go into it. But instead of the other whatever amount going to waste, the enormous haul was repurposed. Much of the carp were processed into fertilizers, compost, and agricultural byproducts. They ended up on your organic blueberries.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good solution. Didn't waste it, I guess.
No. Anyhow, but it is an ecological nightmare to deal with 100,000 pounds of.
They're definitely an invasive species. They take over and choke out everything else.
Yeah, but 1 pound of carp can stink up a whole area, let alone 100,000 pounds. Oh my God. Think of the smell. All right.
Well,
next, we have a 2,000-year-old mummy portrait that was dug up. And of course, this is a photo of the actual portrait that I went and got myself.
The 2,000-year-old picture.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's amazing that you found that.
Yeah. It says a newly analyzed 2,000-year-old mummy portrait from Roman era Egypt is stunning historians and artists alike because it looks uncannily modern. So it looks very modern. The portrait, part of the famous Fayum mummy tradition, features lifelike shading, realistic skin tones, expressive eyes, and painting techniques that wouldn't look out of place today in the 19th century.
Crazy.
In a European gallery. So despite being created nearly 2 millennia ago, advanced imaging and pigment analysis revealed that the artist used layered brushwork, subtle highlights, and optical depth techniques for a more sophisticated than previously ever believed possible from that era. So that is kind of cool. And if you want to see the real painting, you can find it online.
Yeah. Yeah, like I've always said, humans have been smart for a long time. To think that 2,000 years ago, people weren't smart. They were. People were smart, inventive, creative, determined. Yeah, we've been smart a long time.
I've been smart for over 2,000 years. Oh, yeah. Okay, next. This is getting weird. I'm hearing all these AI stories.
Yeah.
AI beats 100,000 humans in a creativity test. Okay, so in a quirky new study, cutting-edge AI models were pitted against over 100,000 humans in creativity challenges. And shockingly, AI matched or suppressed the average human performance in some categories. Not all of them, but some. This kind of research sparks debate about where the line between machine and human imagination truly lies. So this is on creating things, right? So creating is kind of different than, responding to prompts.
Well, they don't really create things. They more kind of repurpose and combine.
Repurpose. Well,
yeah, they don't come up with anything new.
Well, that's the same way we all are when we create. It isn't like we're going to paint something we've never seen.
Right.
So there you go. But it says the implications are strange and profound. Not only is AI edging into creative territory, once thought unlikely and uniquely human, but the tests also raise questions about what creativity even means and whether AI could truly be original. So they're saying that it came up with original things.
Interesting.
Oh, you can ask it how to come up with a creative way how to pay your property taxes.
That would be nice.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Then a new, this is right next to Bigfoot, a new worm species was discovered in Great Salt Lake's extreme salt or salinity. So scientists have unearthed a brand new species of worm. Oh my goodness. Thriving in the hyper salty waters of Utah's Great Salt Lake. Now, how could that worm hide all these years? Does that make any sense?
It's a big lake, and it probably isn't.
And a little worm?
Studied for biology all that often.
Is that your theory? Big lake, little worm?
That's my theory. And they're probably not looking for life in there because it's
salty.
Pretty dead.
That makes sense. So it says one of only 3 animal groups known to survive in such extreme conditions. These are tiny creatures that expand our idea of what kind of life can adapt to harsh environments, often defying expectations about where animals can live. This discovery underscores, I swear to God, I'm repeating myself. This discovery underscores how even well-studied environments can still produce surprises. That's going to be the exact line when Bigfoot's discovered.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be it right there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What's next? Beyond worms. Those are ugly worms too.
Yeah, they are. Oh, thanks. God, they're small.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip the next one.
Okay.
13 cosmic oddities. Do you think I could talk about 1,300 cosmic oddities?
All right, moving along.
1 minute. Let's move on. 40 million year old ant has been frozen in time and found in, how do you pronounce that? Ghost amber? Some kind of an amber. I'll just say amber. We'll skip the G word.
Sure.
It says researchers discovered an amazingly preserved extinct ant species trapped in amber from a collection of a writer, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Oh, I see. That's why they call it Goethe amber. complete with intact internal structures and fine hair. This pristine fossil is exceptionally rare and sheds new light on insect life tens of millions of years ago. That's what you need, Jeff. We'll buy you one on eBay.
Yeah.
A goth ant that you can display on your shelf.
I'm in. I bet it's really expensive. That's
Put a
pretty
little
rare stuff.
I wonder how big that ant is.
Who knows?
Giant? 4 feet
Probably.
long? I doubt it. It says 3D imaging of the species let scientists reconstruct the anatomy like never before, offering clues about ancient forest ecosystems. Well, that's what we need to know about.
Interesting stuff.
Then, after decades of near silence, a rare animal once feared extinct, the coastal marten was spotted in a remote Northern California trail. It says trail cameras and DNA hair snares obviously prove the creature is still there. It was believed lost due to fur hunting. Only about 500 martens remain in isolated forests, making the rediscovery big news for conservationists. The footage and data help biologists map current ranges and better predict the elusive species. They are cute, aren't they?
Have you ever seen a pine marten around here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a pine marten. They're pretty neat.
Well, I should say right around here, Duluth.
Yeah, I saw one up north.
Yeah, Duluth. And then I've seen them up at Snell.
Yeah.
They are cute and they're quick.
Yeah, they're fast.
Oh, man, they eat a lot of eggs. And then we've got something, I don't know what could go wrong here. Scientists sequenced the genome of a pathogen closely related to syphilis from 5,500-year-old human remains in Colombia, revealing a bacterial lineage that doesn't fit into known categories of diseases. So this pushes what could go wrong here? This pushes the history of sexually transmitted infections millennia earlier than previously documented. The finding shows that these diseases were diversifying long before they were ever recorded, giving epidemiologists new clues about how pathogens evolve. And I my question is, how did antibiotics affect their well,
they didn't know what it was, I'm sure.
Well, no, not then. They didn't have antibiotics. But compare a new syphilis virus to one of the old ones to see how much it's mutated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jeff doesn't know anything about syphilis. Trust me.
Never had that.
No. Thank God.
Safely unaware of what that's like.
Safely unaware. That's it. That's the weird normal news. Normal and slow news.
Weird and fast and slow and something.
All right, let's bring on our guest host. Good time.
All right.
I want to do the tech breakdown and talk about something he might even know about.
Yeah, welcome,
David
Dave.
Dominique.
Hi, Dave. Welcome. Oh, I think your mic is muted, Dave.
Your mic's muted. We can see it. There we go.
There we go.
Great to be here.
Nothing like having audio, isn't it, David?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Audio is a great thing.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So I'm going to do tech breakdown, David, on a very common thing that everybody should have, but very few people have. And I often find myself wanting these, and I have like 2 pair, but I never have them with me. And that's a decent, inexpensive, sweet spot pair of binoculars.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how many people know anything about binoculars, but I'm going to be able to tell you exactly what you need to buy and why. Okay, I do know a little bit about binoculars, even though I do forget them to bring them, but they're wonderful when you have them. So I want to discuss the big lie about binoculars first.
Mm-hmm.
The big lie is that more oh my God, I knew I was going to trip on that word. Magnification does not mean a better binoculars. Many people, and most people actually, buy 20x binoculars and end up with shaky images, dark views, headaches, and regret. So the real magic is balance, not raw zoom. So the sweet spot is a 10 by 50 So write that down. If you need a pair of binoculars, and by the way, I'm going to just say this in advance. You can get one of the sweetest pair of binoculars right now today for $24 on Amazon. And no, we don't get a penny. We're not an affiliate. I love these binoculars. They're $24 right now. And they're 10 by 50. And they have there's a certain kind of prism. Put that prism picture back in. So the prism that you want is called a BAK4. So no matter what binoculars you buy, make sure the prism is a B as a boy, A as an apple, K4 prism, not a BK7. The 7 might sound, oh, it's a bigger number. Better, no, they're cheap. The BK7s are cheap. And the BAK4 glass gives you sharper edges. It gives you brighter images, better low light performance. And so a quick, fast test is to look into the eyepieces, and you can generally see a square diamond pupil with the BK7. You won't see that with the BAK4. So you want low light performance. You don't want, you don't want to over magnify, because you can't track your object. You can't get in on it.
Right.
So you need to compromise. So, and that's literally, but everybody needs a pair of binoculars in their back. You should not leave home, because that's going to be when you see a Bigfoot. And by the way, you can take pictures with your cell phone through the binoculars and get an incredible zoom. They can double as a zoom lens.
You can do that with a telescope or a spotting scope too.
Yep. So,
and the same advice applies to telescopes. Like cheap department store telescopes with big magnification numbers are junk. It's not about magnification; it's about light gathering.
Yeah, so you don't need to spend $1,000 unless you make your living doing that, like glassing for animals or whatever. You're a biologist. Okay, fine, I get it. Go spend your $1,000. But for $24, you can get the Sweet Spot binoculars on Amazon, and the brand I'm going to recommend is called, you've got it up there. It is it's called an Oser, and it's got the 1050 lens, the BAK4 prism, and they're really well made, and I have ordered another pair of these. They're amazing.
Another cool thing about binoculars is look up at the sky, the night sky. You can see a lot of stuff in the sky.
Oh, God, yes.
That you can't normally see with your naked eye just because you're gathering that much more light. I mean, that big lens is it's all about light gathering. So look up with binoculars. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's another thing you can do. Now, the ones that are up are $50, but go ahead and scroll down to the next one with the green lenses. This one today is only $24. Same specs. And it's also, I believe, by the same company. Yeah, I believe it's Oser. But they're $24 in it, which I don't even know how they do it. I don't even know how they can ship it for that, let alone
it's amazing.
Make it and sell it, mark it up, do whatever they do. I don't get it. But anyhow, they're the sweet spot. So what do you think, David, about binoculars with too much zoom?
No, these look great. And I was looking them up while you guys were talking about them. They look really good, and they're in my basket now.
Nice.
What I can tell you about optics and everything, when I was a street cop, we'd always have to buy the expensive sunglasses, because if you had sunglasses that were the cheaper kind, I mean, not cheap, but the ones that weren't professionally made, the lenses were uneven, and it would give you headaches. And after several different brands, I finally went up to Ray-Bans and decided that that's what I had to use. So optics are important. And the one thing I consider with binoculars is if I'm hiking or not. If I'm hiking, I almost want to have a set in my pack. Yeah. But for me, when I'm hiking, the lighter the better. So, but these look great. I'm probably going to get a pair.
Yeah, no, for the money, how can you beat it? Give me a break.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a pair in my car all the time. I leave them in my car all the time.
Yeah, I could have used them several times last summer. Can you turn David's mic down a little bit, Jeff? Can you do that?
Sure.
Just a little bit.
A little bit hot, sure.
Little hot. All right. Let's go ahead and jump to clip picks real quick here and get that done.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, we got some good ones this week. Clip 1, the sound is good. This is just, I saw this and I thought, well, you know, what good is a pet bird, right? What are they going to possibly do for you? Go ahead and play it and find out what a pet bird can do for you.
Right. Apertura automática.
Ma che brava, Nisio.
No, put your sugar on. There you go.
That's pretty good.
I think it is. Do you have any pets, David?
Have wiener dogs for
Wiener
about
dogs.
20 years. All rescues, usually about 4 at a time. So
Yeah.
rescues are the best.
They're friendly. They're really friendly. I had one once.
Yeah, they're great.
Okay, clip 2. Sound is good. How many satellites can we put in orbit? Watch this. This is just a time lapse. And look at the year and look at the amount of satellites that have gone up since the 60s. Go ahead. You can turn the music off. There you go. So we're looking at 65. We've got just, under 200. Now we're near 70s. We're up to almost 3. You can turn that volume all the way off here. Irritating. 1980. We've only got under 600. 83. Pushing 700. You're going to be shocked at what this comes out to. And what I can't figure out, how they keep them from hitting each other. And wasn't there a movie about like one satellite collides with another one and they all just keep breaking and all those chunks keep breaking other it just gets worse and worse to where it wiped out everything.
It's pretty big up there. There's a lot of room. I mean,
I know, but at some point, if just one satellite gets hit with a meteorite and explodes into a bunch of, raw pieces, theory, I guess it could hit other ones.
I mean, you get out in orbit and there's a lot of space there, man.
All right, now look, we're at 2025 and we're a little under 15,000. Look at that. That's
pretty cool.
15,000 satellites up there.
And there's going to be a lot more coming.
And one of them is carrying this show. That's what's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so think about this a second. Starlink, they want to cover everywhere on the Earth with the satellites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the old days where you could pull the battery from your cell phone and it would be off? It kind of took away the ability for people to do that. So even when your cell phone is turned off, you're still broadcasting. Yeah. So if they get Starlink up and going, there will be nowhere on Earth that your cell phone can't be tracked.
Right.
Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Exactly.
Leave your cell phone in your glove box. Okay. Clip
3 got a little corrupted. Let's skip to clip 4.
Okay, I'm just looking. What was it though? Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
Clip
it
4.
It didn't download properly.
This is funny. And I actually watched this and went, oh crap, just like this guy did. Go ahead. He's been using that emoji when, like people die and stuff. And it's the high five emoji.
I actually thought that was
prayer. Okay, it's the high five. So you send people a prayer and it's the high five emoji when someone dies. Nice.
I know people that said that one all the time that thought it was a prayer. I thought it was prayer.
That's why I thought it was so funny. Because I just like the guy who's just looking like, oh crap. So there you go.
Yeah. Let's not use that emoji anymore then.
No, I'm not touching it. Well, how come they don't have a prayer one? Well, it would look just like that if they did.
I would think so. That's what I totally what I thought it was. Oh well. Now we know.
Yeah. All right. So that's emoji education. Only here.
And I'm not a boomer. I'm not even a boomer, and I didn't know that.
How are you supposed to know? All right, clip 5. I've just got written from my notes. Zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance machining.
This is what it looks like. So you see that there's no seams, there's no anything. Go ahead. Roll it.
Going at it.
That's zero tolerance.
Wow.
Cut it off. That's enough of that crap.
That's pretty cool.
But if you're into like somebody says, "Oh man, the car's built with zero tolerance," or this and that, it's really accurate.
Yep, zero tolerance machining is kind of a new thing.
You can't even detect it. I wonder how much my Haas machines are. Those are probably like 2000s maybe accuracy. I don't think they're not zeros.
I don't know if those can do zero tolerance.
No,
It's a pretty impressive machine, though.
Yeah, I don't think it can do zeros. Yeah, close. At some point, I'm going to have to ask them to make me 2 plates and put them together and see what it looks like.
Yeah, you need.
Yeah, I like to. All right. Robot surgery. This is creepy. It's a short clip, but they're just going to operate on a piece of corn to show you the delicate work that can be done. And Jeff, you probably have had this.
I had, they did laparoscopic, so they went in.
Look at this. This is crazy.
I got the holes in my belly to show. Did prove it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that. So weird. Yep.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, they went in through a tiny hole.
Yep. In the old days, they would have really put a big cut in you.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one is about our ear crystals, and it's really the best. I've been fascinated with this ever since mine went out of place, and I had to go get them adjusted again.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, they actually have a big lab only about 5 blocks from my house.
Oh,
where that's all they do is realign these crystals that you're going to see about in your ears. Go ahead.
whoop. You know. Hold on 1 second. I hit the wrong button. Give me 1 second.
Imagine that.
Hush.
Probably because your ear crystals are.
Oh, hush. Here we go.
Deep inside your skull, hidden within the fleshy, vascular coils of the vestibular labyrinth, lies a structural anomaly. It looks like a geological formation of gray, porous columns, but this is actually the mechanism that keeps you standing. Zooming in on these beige granules reveals a faceted bone-like texture. These are not cells. They are heavy crystals of calcium carbonate, known as otoconia. Nature needed a way to feel the pull of the earth, so it placed these stones on top of a web of vertical pillars. By sliding a probe across this gelatinous surface, we see the elasticity that allows the crystals to drag, signaling acceleration to your brain. Without this microscopic hexagonal gravel suspended in fibers, you would be adrift, unable to distinguish up from down. Balance is not just biology, it is refined physics. Your body relies on stone to navigate the world.
That's pretty wild.
There you go. And so I had a group of those slide down from bending way down to grab something. And when you get older, they loosen up. And so they go out of place and you get vertigo, like, whoa, you don't know what's going on. It's weird. And then it happened. I went over to my granddaughters to read my granddaughter some books. And I went over there and I laid down with her to read her some bedtime books. And oh my God, the world started spinning. I thought I was going to die. And I'm like, oop, I'm going to the doctor tomorrow. That was weird. So that's a real thing. But a lot of people haven't heard about this. So clip 8, sound is good. This is what I would love to have this in my car. I bet David.
In 1959, Volkswagen decided the real danger of driving wasn't crashes. It was caffeine withdrawal. So they offered an optional extra for the Beetle, a built-in coffee maker. It was called the Cafe Automat, mounted inside the car and wired straight into the electrical system. On long drives, you could heat water and brew coffee from the dashboard while driving.
That's pretty awesome.
Who's got a dog that's barking? Is that David? David, is that your dog barking?
Yeah, this sounds like
Not me. Yeah. I got it.
Well, just if he's not on, Jeff, just mute the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll drive our people away. We love dogs. Just not
Absolutely.
barking on the podcast. What else do we have? We have, this is weird. Let's jump to clip 10. This is kind of weird because it's like a tree-ish. You ever heard of a tree-ish thing?
No.
That's tree-ish? Well, you're going to find out. Go ahead and play it. Clip 10. Sounds good.
Never seen. I don't even feel correct calling this a tree. Not a single branch shooting off. And then it's I can't look up.
It's a branch.
Wiggle it just a little bit.
Okay. We got her sense of humor. So what do you think? How can a tree grow without a branch? I suppose it can.
That's weird.
It can get nutrition from somewhere.
Well, it must have. That's weird. Yeah, because I don't think they kind of need leaves to process.
Well, eventually it'll die without any, chlorophyll fueling its sugars and so on. But I suppose it could happen. I've never seen it. So next time you go in the woods, David, look for a tree-ish. That's the new name.
A tree-ish. That's a new
tree-ish. It's not a tree, but it's similar to a tree.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay. Then we've got, let's do the clip 11. It's
Last one.
There's, dad joke news. Go ahead and just play it.
A man who swallowed several Scrabble tiles is experiencing severe bowel movements. Doctors warn his next bathroom visit could spell disaster.
There you go.
I like that one.
I thought it was pretty clever.
Yeah, I like that one.
It's pretty clever. I think we did everything but trivia. We can wait on that. We can kind of wait for the end of the show.
Sure.
Let's do that. Maybe we'll do not a contest, and maybe we'll not give away something that's not worth anything.
And maybe we won't.
Maybe we won't. Maybe we will. I don't know. So stick around for that. Anyhow, so let's just take our quick break, and then we'll bring Sonya on.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Pick her up at sunset, dried mud on the tires, radio crackling, Hank smells like a half-burnt campfire. Burger King wrappers by her feet, she just laughed and said, boy, you live wild and free. There's a 5-year coke can rattling around, rusty tackle box, couple of missing wrenches I never found. Stuff I won't ever find, that old Jeep's a mess, but she didn't seem to mind. She brushed my arm and stirred up my already dirty mind. It ain't no Cadillac, but it's mine. And right now it feels like the right place, right time. And my dirty Jeep smells like mud and gasoline. No t-shirt seats and a heart that beats too fast when she's next to me. They go to work, some don't come back. That's why I pray to the good up there. Please listen to my soldier prayer. If I should die before this war is over, please let my soul remain here on earth. Save heaven for the fallen soldier, for they deserve to go home first. The heaven gates will open wide. When I get there, I'll step aside. Bigfoot through paranormal mystery stories that come alive. RBT to Mercy Book Technology. Kangaroo One Publishing. Step inside. Step inside. There's noise out in the universe that we don't understand. a pattern so we can sleep at night. Some truths are too heavy to hold if you really let them in. If you saw what's coming tomorrow, you might never love again. We carry what we're able, we drop the rest below. Oh, some truths are too heavy to hold. Yeah.
And we're back. Where did Doug go? There he is.
What do you mean, where did I go? Where do you think I went?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't go anywhere. I'm right
All
here.
right.
Just because you can't see me doesn't mean I'm not here.
Fair enough.
Anyhow, bio for Sonya, known as Psychic Sonya Horstman, or Psychic Sonya. She apparently is from Northern Ohio. She's a native, currently living in, oh my goodness,
Oberlin?
Oberlin. There you go. Oberlin. Sonya is well known as a top-rated tarot reader, a medium specializing in helping ghost issues. Sonya also offers ghost tours and grassman tours in Ohio. Since 2002, it's been a long time. Sonya has been featured on TV's History Channel series called Haunted History, often featured on Cleveland's local media outlets for Halloween events. Psychic Sonya has been included in several paranormal-related books, including Bigfoot books. That she is also an avid cryptid researcher. Sonya can be found helping out at Bigfoot conferences and other related paranormal events. So she's got plenty to talk to us about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anything goes from Bigfoot to ghosts, I guess, tonight. So let's welcome Sonya.
All right. Welcome, Sonya.
Hi.
There she
Hi,
is.
guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I'm so glad to be on here. Thanks for having me. There's not many female Bigfoot researchers that
No,
get a
there
chance to
isn't.
talk
Not
about,
enough. Yep.
you know,
Good to see you.
No.
you know.
In fact, I think what we can do, we're going to take the night off. We're going to leave you here to tell everybody. We're out of here. No, I'm joking. Anyhow, I was going to call you today because I just wanted to visit and just get to know you.
Yeah.
I didn't have time. I tried. I just like,
It's
oh,
okay. I was out at the farmers picking up horse hay and being outside all day, so I'm glad to sit down now with you.
well, is it nice there in Ohio, like above freezing?
Well, it finally broke to 20 today, so I went outside.
It's about the same here. It's about the same.
It's
But
been real
20's like
cold.
t-shirt weather, man. No, it's
Yeah,
20's warm.
yeah,
It's been below zeros at night. It's been very, very cold here. But yes, thanks for having me on because, I'm one of those typical people. I had an encounter when I was, very young. I was 15 years old.
Wow.
And it sparked my interest. And of course, then you jump into, Leonard Nimoy's Unsolved Mystery, all those shows. All those shows that were on TV, you jump into it, and then I was just hooked. I didn't see one until 2005, but I didn't see him until I wasn't really looking for him. When I go to look for him, I don't see him. It's always when I wasn't looking is when I've had my encounters.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about that.
All right. Let's do that. Let's just take you back to when you're 15. And
So I'm a horse girl, and I went to this horse camp down in Mohican, which is in Loudonville, Ohio. It has a big river, Mohican River, big wilderness area, Bigfoots, herds of them, they say, Was 15, and I heard the campground owner talking to the Boy Scout guy saying, well, the kids don't have to leave. The Bigfoots are not going to do anything. He says, they're going through the tents. They're taking food off the tables. They're scaring the kids. They're packed up. They're gone. We're gone. And I heard the word Bigfoot. So I got a couple of friends together and we went out that night and we had an encounter. And I had an encounter at the cabin. I also found tracks. I believe I sent them to you. Jeff, did you get them? I don't know if you were able to post that.
Did you email it to me?
I just texted them to you.
Oh,
We
okay. I
texted back and forth.
didn't see that. I can.
Yeah. Well,
I can
anyways,
get 'em.
so we all went out looking, and of course, I found my first tracks in life. I mean, I can hold it up to the camera if you want. You want me to do that?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. We'll see how good it looks. But it'd be my foot, at age 15, I didn't really know enough.
Tilt it the other way. There you go.
How's that?
Keep tilting. Okay.
But it was a pretty,
I see
the other one looked like a smaller one, but
yeah. That one you can see pretty well.
Did you measure it? How long was it?
Yeah. It was, it wasn't that much bigger than my foot. I mean, of course, this is years ago and I was 15. I didn't know scale, but this is the cabin and the kids. So we had an encounter there. So we find the tracks. We go all the way down to the end of the river where the sandbar runs. And of course, I ran out of film. And we see where it had tried to cross the river and it slid in and it put its arms out to catch itself. And it was very wide. It was like 15 feet across where both hands were. And then we heard it screaming across the river. It screamed at us. So we went running to the Illusion of Safety, which was the campground office. And this scream was like, of course, nothing I've ever heard. It was across the river and up on a hill. And so we all broke apart probably around 3 a.m. I went back to my cabin. And in this cabin right here, there's a ditch. If you can see, there's actually water behind the cabin. And this thing walked around it. But what it did is there's ditches below the cabin. There's ditches here, Doug, because when the water runs down, they don't want it to go in the door. So there's ditches along the edge of the cabin. So the water runs off. Well, it fell. It came too close to the wall and it fell into the cabin, and the cabin bunks fell off, literally the nails came off the wall. It fell with such force that we were tossed from the beds because it came up and it went boom right up against the wall and it went running off. So the campground owner, and this is at Mohican Wilderness at the very end of Wallings Road, the owner came in and looked and he's like, "What happened to the cabin?" I'm like, "I tried to tell you, this Bigfoot followed us and it bumped into our cabin." So right after that, I was hooked. This is when I started. I was 15. I just don't, any book I could get from the library, any show I could get, sit down and watch. That was the whole start of my interest in this creature, because it definitely was next to the cabin. There was something going on between the wall and me. I remember I kind of sent out a message like, "What are you?" And I think it surprised it. I'm not a woo person, that I believe in all this paranormal stuff truly, but I believe it was focusing on me and it heard me when I was in my mind going, "What are you? Who are you?" It was a surprise, but not that I talked to it or anything, but I did send a message out about "What are you?" or "Who are you?" And I visited that camp. That cabin is no longer there. It was torn down, but it was there. That was my very first encounter with a Bigfoot.
Well, I want to back up a little bit. You had mentioned you mentioned it moved the beds.
Because it fell. Because it stepped in when it bumped in, when it was up next to the cabin, it fell because its foot slipped into that ditch. There was weeds growing up around it, so it was like a hidden ditch there.
Gotcha.
For the water runoff. And when it leaned in, I think it was sniffing at me or something. It was just really aware that I was on that side of the cabin, because there was bunk beds on both sides of the cabins for the girls to sleep in. And you open up the back door, and there we had our canoes tied up to the back. But this thing walked around the whole cabin, came up with sniffing at me. And when it stepped into that ditch, the whole body weight slammed against that cabin, and the cabin bunk beds came off the walls.
Okay, well, the reason I bring it up, that may not have been what happened.
Okay,
I've been in cabins numerous times now in different locations where they hit the wall so hard, you'd swear to God the wall's coming down. But there was one time I was up with my daughter and my son and his girlfriend and my buddy, and we were off grid up in the Boundary Waters, right on the edge. And this was a pretty good size, heavy cabin. and I could hear it outside walking on the porch. But it hit, long story short, it hit the wall so hard, the bed moved about a half a foot away from the wall, woke my daughter up. She heard everything and obviously felt the bed moving forward. And I'd never heard her swear before. First time I ever heard my daughter swear.
So it's happened to you. The same thing happened to you.
So that's why I'm saying they can hit it. They can.
There's actually a metal roof on top of this cabin. There's a metal roof, and it left a crack in it. Wow. Like the whole wall bowled in, and it was crazy. It was probably one of the craziest things that ever happened to me, and I remember really clearly. But had I not been in there watching the boys playing pool, I wouldn't have overheard the conversation about the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I was in there watching the boys play pool because it was, I don't know if it was raining or some reason why I was up there. Normally I'm back over by the horse stable messing around with horses what was the reason why I was there.
Well, it's another story of Bigfoot and kids or younger adults because they seem to be really curious.
Yeah, I mean, I think it followed me back. I think I did. I think it followed me back. Now, I didn't see a Bigfoot until 2005. Now, I've had plenty of experiences like down in Wills Creek area. Before all this, before I started going to the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, I was kind of hanging around at April's Kitchen down in Coshocton with, Don Keating and Mark DeWorth would come there and other people would come there and we would go on these walks around Wills Creek and Coshocton. And I didn't see anything, but we had weird experiences there. But it wasn't until I was driving in October, it was October 6th, was a Thursday night in 2005. And I saw the red and orange eyes on the side of the road, and it was crazy. It was crazy. I saw it. It was it was like it was standing on the side of the road waiting for me to come by. And the reason why I think it was waiting for me is because I was emotionally vomiting. I was in such distress over a man. This man, I broke up with this man. I was like, how dumb am I? And just, I was just letting it all out in the car as I'm driving, like a beacon in the night. I'm driving the back roads because in a minivan with blacked out windows, you don't drive in the main roads because I live in a rural town. Okay, so I know all the back roads. So I'm going along the back road. I'm just crying my eyes out. I'm dumb am I? And I see the eyes on the side of the road. And then they squint and they're reddish orange. So I slow down and there's a light up above here that shines in the intersections so you could see the stop signs in the back roads and it was tall because I went back and measured it. It was tall, but it was waiting for me like at the side right there by the fence. So I stopped and it looked at me and I didn't realize what it was until it turned. And then when it turned, I saw the fist, the hand, the arm with the Irish setter-like fringe, and it lifted up its leg, and it took off, like it just pivoted and took off running, and I saw the lower half of it. I saw a Bigfoot. It was reddish brown, and it took off running, and of course, I get out of my car. I run around in the front of the car, and I'm like yelling, hey, like a dummy, and I find myself standing there like, why am I standing here? And I look up and there through the farmer's field, which were tilled fields, there's the river on this side, the road, and a farmer tilled field. And it's up kind of on a hill. And there was a set of eyes looking at me. It was reddish orange eyes. So I called at 4 in the morning. This happened at 3 in the morning. At 4 in the morning, I called Mark DeWorth. I called Rusty Piles. I called Don Keating. I called Paul Mitchell. I called every single person I could think of at the meetings that I had phone numbers for. I just saw a Bigfoot on West Road. Oh, my God. So Paul Mitchell and his dad, he was 14, 15 at the time. He came out, and we went and knocked on the farmer's door. And farmer answered the door, and I politely said, I saw something by the edge of your field last night, and it went kind of running through your field. I was wondering if I can go look and check out the tracks. Because what do you think it was? And I says, I think I saw a Bigfoot. And he goes, you leave those alone. Because you leave those alone. And he slammed the door on us. It's true.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it was 7 foot. It was 7 foot tall when I measured at the time that those bushes weren't as big. Now a standard fences out here in Ohio are about 4 foot tall. Nobody wastes money putting 5 or 6 foot tall fences. 4 foot's fine. And so with the brush next to it, the way it was standing next to it is about 7 foot tall. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my first. That was my first sighting.
I want to talk about the eye glow.
Yeah.
It may not seem like a big deal, but I think it's a huge deal. Anybody who witnesses it. David, have you ever seen eye glow or talked to people that have seen the reddish? You said it was orange.
It's like a reddish orange. Yes.
Yeah. That's really close to what I saw in Michigan, beside the road. So kind of just like yours, Sonya. Bright red, burning red eyes. Just really, it scares the heck out of you. But just for the benefit of the viewers, where you're talking about Mohican is between Cleveland and Columbus. And, for the sake of your story, there really aren't black bear in that area whatsoever at all. So what was that large that could have knocked the bunks in the bed in the cabin off?
Yeah, I mean, it's a semi-truck.
Exactly.
There was no tire tracks.
No, I'm joking, Sonya.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Joking.
Even the guy said, even the owner said, like, there's no tire tracks. Like, what happened? I'm like, Bigfoot fell into the cabin.
Well, the cabin I was in, I thought a semi had hit it. I mean, it's the only way I could explain it. It was that.
It was a boom. It was big. We were knocked out of our. The only thing I could think of is that he slipped. Because it just felt like he was shoved against his weight. It had to be huge.
It's possible, but they do that without slipping. That's what my.
Or did he slam it? Oh, now you got me thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wasn't scared. I was thinking, should I go outside? Should I not go outside? Should I go outside? How brave am I?
You're braver than I am, Sonya. By about
I'm honestly, people who know me and are around me and talk to me know that I'm terrified of bears.
Yeah,
but not Bigfoot. I don't think they eat people. I don't think they eat people. Bears, I think, might eat people.
Sure. Oh, I don't think they do. I see Carl Supp dropped in. Do you want to let Carl in?
Sure. Let's welcome Carl to the show too.
An open house tonight.
Hey, Carl.
There we go.
Hey, guys.
Carl Supp from Arizona.
Long time. Nice here.
I just saw you on that the Cells show on Chris's. Real American Monsters. That was a really cool show. That show rocked my world.
Yeah, that really was a good show.
So if anybody wants to see a show on some of the really amazing footage that they got over many, many years, it was last week's episode on Real American Monsters.
Yep.
Yeah, anyhow. So have you seen this red eye glow ever, Carl?
I have. So I've seen it.
You're not crazy, Sonya.
No, I've seen it 3 times, and one of them, it was absolutely pitch dark. Right? It was, in fact, as talking to Squatch Mama before, it was, the night was so clear. I remember looking at the Andromeda galaxy with the naked eye. I mean, that's how clear it was up in the mountains of Arizona.
You need dark skies for that.
Yeah. And it was absolutely pitch black. Nobody's shining a light or anything. Everybody always says, "Oh, was that just reflective off of the eyes?" Or what? It's like, no. I mean, the eyes went from red to an orangish yellow back to a red. It was a very natural biological thing, and it actually illuminated leaves near the face of the Sasquatch.
Yeah, okay, stop right there. Stop right there. Okay. That is, I've heard this numerous times people said it illuminated objects that their eyes were looking at.
Wow.
It wasn't
heard
bright.
That more than once.
Bright, but you could, just relaying exactly how dark it was that night.
Yeah.
And you could actually see just the pine needles and a few oak leaves nearby that actually were illuminated, that I could see across this, across the meadow.
Okay.
That's amazing.
It was at the tree line across the way. So it was probably, I want to say 100 feet away.
And no source, and there was no source of light in that case, correct? There was no reflection. Okay, but Sonya, did it glow?
I was about. I could be easily 20 feet away. It was It was that close. It was really close.
Was it off to the side of the headlights, or was
it? So it's a country road, and then you have just like a little grassy area here, and then there's a fence, and it was standing on by the fence. And so, come to think of it, it was on the other side of the fence. It didn't cross over the fence. It just turned and started walking away. And I could see it very clearly when it turned in the lights, what the color was. It was like a reddish brown. And then at first, because of the eyes, I thought a deer. I thought there's an animal standing at the side of the road. But it was waiting for me, you guys. It was facing the road, waiting for me. And like I said, I was emotionally, just being really emotional.
Right.
And letting it all out, and I wonder if they do have some kind of a sonar or some kind of like a tiger has or an elephant has, or they have some kind of a bat sonar thing, echolocation thing. Maybe they were feeling me. I was like a sonar radar coming down the road, like a siren.
Okay.
And it heard me. It was furious, and it came to the side to the road to see me.
Well, that brings up a point. I'll just throw it out there. Anybody has had a similar experience where they were emotionally upset, and they had a Bigfoot sighting, let me know. Let me know.
I thought it was an animal.
It's a new dot connection, Sonya.
Yeah. It's interesting, to talk to other people about who've seen the eyes, who've seen the behavior, who, it's always when I'm not looking for it.
Do you think? Okay, so let me ask everybody this. Start with Carl. Carl, did you ever think that emotions of somebody might affect a sighting?
I had not thought of that, but I do have quite a few sightings and in a lot of different states. But I'm telling you, I think I'm always probably in the right mindset. I'm not sure my emotional, I don't know. I hadn't thought of that before.
You were never upset though while you were out when you saw one.
No.
Were you in a good mood?
Oh, yeah, I'm always in a good mood. You know that, Doug.
David, do you think there's anything to that? Just being, emotional and having
I think so. A lot of animals can sense emotion. They know if you're scared. They know what you're feeling. So
sure.
I think it can definitely play into a lot of it. Absolutely. And
you're a psychic. You're a psychic, Sonya.
Yes.
So, and of course, many people claim Bigfoots are. Many do.
Well, I did feel that when it was up by the wall, before it slammed into the wall, I did feel that there was a slight exchange, something that I may have surprised it, that I kind of blipped back or sent a message back like, who are you?
Yeah.
And I'm a natural born psychic, but this phenomena, it intrigues me because, I can read people. I'm a horse person too. I have horses. I can train horses. I'm real good with dogs. I'm a nanny. I'm a natural cuddly person, or naturally affectionate person, if you will. So animals are drawn to me. All my horses love me. My cat's bugging me now. But I not that I want to cuddle up with a Bigfoot, but I probably would have a better chance at getting closer to a Bigfoot than someone who doesn't connect with dogs or doesn't connect with animals. I do connect with animals more than average. My twin, no pets. My twin, born girly dolly. I was born riding motorcycles and chasing men and, riding horses. That's what my sister's as girly as they come. I was born like tomboy. And so my twin, we're so opposite. So she's never had a Bigfoot experience in her life, and she never will. So
very interesting. Very interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay, so so did you have any indication that the eyes were glowing versus reflecting?
They were glowing like embers, like in a fire.
Really?
They were like because it's hard to decide whether it was red or orange.
Yep.
They were a weird, mean, I can see it so clearly. What attracted me is what I saw first with that glow. You don't know what it was, and it wasn't any reflections off a stop sign. It was definitely clearly off to the side of the road.
Yeah,
nothing reflective. So it was tall. It was trippy to see those eyes, and then to have it turn and run away from me was then to realize it wasn't a deer, wasn't something. I think it was waiting at the side of the road. The reason why I think it might be there, and there's theory, you can think of what would a Bigfoot think, but there's a tributary there where sometimes when it floods, there's carp and other fish that get caught in there and then they die. So the raccoons come around, the possums come around, everything comes around to harvest these dead fish. So maybe Bigfoot also might take advantage of that. And it was during those times where we had a flood and then everything receded. And it may be the reason why it was there. It was a very rivery, marshy area, but cornfields and everything around. They had just harvested that land when this happened. This was in October.
Yeah, so these were always near water, and that's
it was near
super
water.
important. Yeah, super important.
So the dead fish, I think, might be an attraction, or the animals that were after the dead fish.
Right.
Maybe they prefer a raccoon over a carp. I don't know.
Well, you've definitely thought this through, and I love that. How many people do? A lot of people.
I called everybody. They'll tell you I was annoying. I called like a foreman. I had to call everybody. Like, I just saw something. Like, all these years, like before all this, I've actually, I went to Tennessee. Mary Green wrote that book, the Carter Phenomena book. And I'm like, really? She's like, come on down. I'll show you. So I said, okay, Mary Green. And I found somebody to take care of my horses. And me and my husband at the time went down. We went and saw Mary Green. And this is one of the books that she wrote. Bigfoot at My Back Door by Mary Green. I don't know if you guys know who she is.
I know who she is. I've never met her.
Yeah, I do.
One of the rare people that got to go Bigfooting with her. And she included me in her second book because, boy, did we have some weird experiences there. I didn't get to see them, but we had all the Class B typical vocals and thrashings and footsteps and rock throwing and the roars and all that stuff. Everything but seeing it. Me and Mary Green. So we got to go down. She took me to her mountain. It was in Tennessee, and I got to hear a supposedly grumpy roaring. Her Bigfoot that she called Grumpy. I got to hear him roaring, and he was displeased that we were walking around.
All right. Well, let me throw this out there, Carl. You've done a ton of investigations on places like Mary's, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And David, have you had the chance to go to some homestead where they've, claiming like almost habituation type activity?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in Southeast Ohio and the area too, down that far. So yeah, absolutely.
So let's just talk about what these places may have had in common. Can you describe, I'm not looking for the location necessarily, just describe her yard and her, like the land that she lived on.
Mary Green?
Yeah, Mary Green, yeah.
Well, when I visited her, she wasn't at that one location that she writes about.
Oh, okay.
But she did take me, but where she took me to was a state park, very close by where she lived. It was, I'll just tell you guys, it was Stone Mountain.
Okay.
So there's a place called Stone Mountain, and it's pretty rural, and there's one way in, one way out, and we've had some pretty crazy, it was an amazing weekend. And I did get a little nervous for a second that we were running low on firewood, so I told my skeptical husband to go into the woods and fetch some firewood, and he went, oh, okay, and he walked right into the midst of them and picked up firewood, and came walking back, and the eyeballs are looking at him, and the eyeballs are following him, watching him come back. He had no clue. So like, look at this, this.
That's the best use for a skeptic, I guess. Send him to
get
firewood.
Since you don't believe, go get the firewood. Oh, great. I believe. Yeah, it was Harry. Good old Harry. He had hair longer than mine, he was good. But we had fun. But he went because he wasn't going to let me go to Tennessee, some strange place in the middle of nowhere. I didn't know this lady. It's like, you're not going alone. I'm going with you. Like, okay, I could use a bodyguard. It's fine. So it was legit. But yeah, it wasn't until 2005 that I saw that Bigfoot. And then I saw the big white one in 2008. And not only did I see it, my son saw it, and the cousins saw it, and a few of the relatives actually called me later and apologized because I'm kind of the weirdo in the family that sees Bigfoots and ghosts. And so they apologized to me because it scared the hell out of them. The kids all called their moms and to pick me up. It was a graduation party for my son in a backyard where they're connected to the Chagrin River Valley area. And that is a big metro park on the Chagrin River coming off of Lake Erie. And it's east of Cleveland and south. And so it was a pretty big spread that they had there. And my son also encountered it that night, but I had seen it walking. It was a big white Bigfoot. It was really big in the brush. When it walked past the brush, all I saw was the top half of it. And I was on the porch, and so I said, well, I think I just saw like a white Bigfoot. He goes, oh, were they back? So this was in June. It was in 2008. I was very close to that Chagrin River Valley area. So I walked back there to see if I could see the porch from where I saw it. And it was like a gravel area where people walk their dogs, like a gravel old road. So there was no prints, but I couldn't see the porch. I'm 5'4", 5'5" with my shoes on. And I could not even see the porch from that foliage. So his waist was above that I saw it from the waist up above those bushes. It was big. Do
you think it was old, or do you think it was like an albino or more of a buff colored? Or do you think it was,
I wonder if they turn, I wonder if just some of them turn white and some of them don't. I mean, like horses, there's certain breeds of horses that are born very dark, and then they start to go blue-gray, and then they roan out, and then they turn white. So it does happen in certain color variants in animals, especially horses. I don't know about all mammals, but they gray out. I mean, raccoons gray out, right? Raccoons will turn gray, right?
Yeah. How about Carl's beard? Look at Carl's beard. Was it like that, white?
I mean, it was like a dirty white Bigfoot. It wasn't like a pure white, like a polar bear. It was more like, it wasn't yellow like a it was a grayish, whitish.
Grayish white, yeah. It probably was an older.
It wasn't, and I saw it from the waist up, so I don't know what the legs look like, but it was very furry. It was very dome shaped, big muscles, very tall.
Wow.
Swing what I could see, his arms were below the brush line. The hands are below there. But the kids saw it later on that night. The kids had a bonfire. They had the bongos going. They were drumming. They were strumming. They were drinking. They were partying. They had tents. This thing approached them and started throwing beer bottles at them.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because they were being naughty and throwing the beer bottles in the woods. And those Bigfoots walk barefoot around there. So something was picking up the beer bottles and throwing it back at them. And they were like, hey, who's out there? And turned the flashlights on, and it's a 8-foot tall Bigfoot, maybe 9 foot tall. So all the children came running into the house crying, called their moms. And then I got apologies later from the kids. Like, we always thought you were weirdo, but we traumatized it. Like, don't bring it up at family gatherings. Like, I couldn't sleep after that. That was crazy, Sonya. Like, I know there's Bigfoot back there, but that happened at a family party, and I left, and that was the biggest sighting that I had was actually featured on Small Town Monsters, and this is the one that gives me the nightmares. I was so close to it. I was in the Mohican Dam area. It was in May 10th in 2013. It was during the day. It was really hot. It was about 3:30 in the afternoon, and when you walk into the Mohican Dam area, it has a sign that says "Beware." There's like really rugged, craggy. It's dangerous back here. It says we're walking in. There was these little kids, these 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, no tethers, nothing. They were just running around the cliffs. So they're coming out, running around, all noisy. And I honestly, I think that's what attracted it to the edge, because it came to the edge. I think it was watching these kids. So as we go into the path, there's 3 people ahead of me, Mark Maisel and 2 other people. They're walking ahead of me. And we get to a spot where Okay, now it slopes way deep down into a crevice. There was a big landslide, so there's no trees, and it's big open, and then there's a big rock wall. And I get vertigo real bad. Don't know why, it just comes on. So I can't be looking down. I can't be looking off a balcony off of New York City. I can't be looking off cliffs. I can't look off. So I decided to turn and face the rock wall to get my bearings to start walking down the path. And as I did that, I looked up. And as I'm walking along the rock wall, I look up, and there's a Bigfoot looking down at me. And I have a picture that I drew of it. It's crude. Where to put it? I'm sorry. Oh no, I sent it to you. I sent it to you in a text. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
pardon me. So I'm walking along this rock wall, and so I don't get sick. I look up, and this thing is bracing itself on the rock. It's braced, and it's looking down at me, and it's got its hair down, like its hair was falling. Like when you're on look at a set of kids, like you're kids with a set of bunk beds, you kind of look down at the person below you, and you look up, and their hair is kind of hanging down. So it had its hair hanging down. It had no hair right here. It was like gray skin, and it was wrinkled. It had like wrinkles through the skin, and it had a wide, flat nose, like an Aboriginal from Australia. It had a wide, flat nose. It had a brow ridge, like the brow. I didn't see any eye whites. I didn't see any teeth, and it went like this. It went, oh. It looked at me, went, oh. And it was a small juvenile. It was reddish. It was like a reddish color, and I could see the muscles and all the hair. Had hair here, had hair here, had hair hanging down, like this weird hair on his head hung down. And it looked at me with his big dark eyes, and it went, oh. And so I stood still, and I turned, and I said, I think I've seen a tree stump. There's a tree stump. The tree stump. And she's like, what? I said, I think I just saw a tree stump. Like, I kept saying it. I looked up, it was gone. I said, I saw a tree stump. And then Maisel comes running back down the trail, and he had heard it and saw a shadow, and it was like a very steep top of the ridge, 90 degrees straight up. I mean, it's like a craggy, and then there's like a very tiny path to go in there. It's very dangerous. If you fall, you're screwed. It's 100 feet down into a crevice. It's bad. It's like Needles Canyon or something. So he heard it come, and he came back, and she's like, she just saw it. And I said, there's the picture. I said, I just saw a tree stump. Why does it want me to think I saw a tree stump? So he came close to where I was. I said, I haven't moved yet. And he looked up. It was about 20 feet from us. There was nothing growing there because it was a rock ledge. And he had heard it run off. He saw a shadow come running back to us. And I still got these nightmares of looking up at it. And the eyes of it were so black. They were black. They were like there was no white of the eyes. It was uncanny how his eyes were. So see
Sonya,
that.
Quick question about the eyes, Sonya. How were they set? Did they seem farther apart, closer together? How would you describe them?
Well, he had like the brow ridge, so he had like a prominent. I remember that more than the eyes, but the eyes I remember were big, and he didn't have like a domed head like the adults would have. He didn't have the big bulbous head. It was more, all I saw was just the hair hanging down, and and I want to say he just, with his mouth, he looked kind of skinny here, but yeah, he had big black eyes. They were sunken in underneath that brow. Yeah, like they were under behind it, big. Like maybe what they weren't. I mean, they weren't close. They weren't close together. Like, you know, they weren't close together like a lizard or a fish. They were, you know.
Sure.
They were big. I just know that they were big. They were set back. There was a lot of skin right here that was wrinkled, and then it did have like a little bit of a mustache, but everything was hanging down. And he had lips. He definitely had lips, and he went. I have nightmares about it. That happened. And you guys can ask Maisel about it. He'll tell you.
Do you think close to human or a little bit closer to primate? How would you judge that?
It looked like a young Neanderthal or something. It didn't look like a gorilla. I mean, I've been around gorillas. I've seen the apes at the zoo. I've been up close. The apes have like their eyes are closer together, and the baboons have closer together. Everything. This thing was more human, I think. If you're going to ask me that question, I would say I'd have to vote. I'd have to vote human. After I saw it that close, I'd have to vote human. Maybe one time I might have thought it was a type of ape.
How far away was it, Sonya? How
about
far?
20 feet. About 20 feet.
Okay. All right.
Like if you're standing outside a house and you're looking up at the roof. It was leaning over a rock edge. Yeah, I'm not a perfect artist, but the hair is representing like supposed to be hanging down. I didn't know how to draw that other than just put hair there, but it was
Mm.
hanging down like if you're on a bunk bed looking up at somebody.
Yeah,
it had a big mouth.
It's good.
Yeah.
Carl, do you have questions?
No, I mean, the one I saw that was maybe about 110 feet away from me, when he looked up at me and we locked eyes for that little bit, I mean, I did not see any whites of the eyes, just like you were saying.
Yeah.
But then he jumped up from that crouched position where he was digging and took his first step about 6 feet away from where he was crouched. So going from a total squat position to, running, and in 3 steps he was gone. It was
yeah.
And of course,
I turned my head. He took advantage of me turning my head to yell at her. That's when he ran off. And he ran off full hilt because he heard the pounding. The ground was so hard.
Yeah.
It wasn't muddy.
Yeah, this one in the meadow, when it took off, it sounded like someone was rolling a car down the hill. Crash, boom, crash, boom, boom, crash.
Yeah. You could hear
no regard.
As it ran away, you could hear the boom, 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 boom. But when I think back about all the things that happened, there has to be a relevance with the children coming out of that canyon with their giggling and their squealings and their kitty voices. And because I'm thinking the same thing, because as a mom, I'm thinking, why would you let these kids? I'd have a rope on them or a harness on them or something. What if they fell in? You know how kids are.
Yeah.
Look what I can do. And I'm wondering if a Bigfoot was, you don't see many kids hiking back there. There's a big warning sign there. This is not safe. Warning, This is safe, deep cliffs, rocky area, and it's warned you before you go in there. So I think if Dr. Russ Jones is correct in his book, The Stone Man, he says that if they're in an area, they will set one as a watcher to make sure that the other ones, if they're sleeping or they're feeding or they're doing something, they will have a watcher up at a high area to keep an eye on stuff so that they can report back. I mean, American Indians did the same thing. They would put out a scout. Hey, even the bootleggers down on the flats of Cleveland would have guys up on the roofs with their, and they would flash lights off and on, and they would all get back to wherever to, the speakeasies, but they'd always have a watcher out when they're up to something in the area. They wanted to be incognito.
Oh, yeah. I've encountered what I call them sentinels. But hiking into an area by myself, and all of a sudden I started hearing what sounded like, I thought a woodpecker initially, and then it was very insistent. And then I realized it seems like it's kind of following me, but it kept getting louder and louder. And pretty soon I could hear rock on rock. It wasn't a woodpecker. And then I kept hiking up the canyon, and then suddenly, I mean, this is the middle of the day, a boom, which some people I know like calling thunder knock, but it was such a tree knock that it shocked me. And then up ahead of me, probably about maybe 150 feet ahead of me, the brush erupted, and there was at least 2-3 somethings ran up the hill from there. Well, I went up there and there was all kinds of bedding. There was nests. There was definitely 3 different nests that were there, and one of them was a little smaller, one larger. But that was the sentinel in action, right? I mean,
and what state was that? What state
Arizona.
was that?
That was in Arizona.
Okay. Yeah, it's not all desert there.
Oh no, it is not. We're half forest. So
yeah, our Ohio has so much rivers. There's so many waterways. There's so much fresh water. We have over an abundance of wildlife here too. Like Appalachia, everything came back. All the animals came back that were eaten off in the Depression. They pretty much ate all the animals during the Depression, but they're all back. Almost too many deer, too many turkey, too many.
Yeah,
even the wild boar is starting to creep into Ohio.
It's crazy because there were no animals until even into the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
There just wasn't anything. Deer, there were no deer. There were no I mean, I live in a jungle now compared to back when I was a kid. So we never saw one deer. Now every day I see tons of deer.
Because they ate them all.
I think you're right on that Depression thing. Yeah. Is that possible, Carl?
Well, my boyfriend George is from Appalachia, West Virginia. Yeah. I grew up with 12 other puppies around. Him and his 12 siblings, and one room cabin with a wood stove, very rural. And he said, well, "What about Bigfoot?" He goes, "Sonya," he goes, they would be competing for food." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "We all hunted those woods. There was nothing to eat. There wasn't a squirrel, a rabbit, a deer. We would go for miles to hunt. Yeah. All those poor people around there are hunting. There's nothing for the Bigfoots to eat there.
Yeah.
So no, don't look in those kind of areas. They're not there. We're eating all the food. We ate all the rabbits. We ate all the deer. We picked off all the elk. Okay, so it makes sense because where he lived, and I guess it was near War, West Virginia. He was across the border in some unnamed town there. There's nothing there, but there's not industry. There's a lot of people hunting for subsistence, and I believe him because he says I've been hunted all my life. I've never seen a Bigfoot, never heard of it. No tails.
Are you old enough, David, to remember when there were no deer?
I came from another part of Ohio originally, and the deer population was less. I do remember when I was a kid. I'm not that much younger than you guys. But the deer population has gotten a lot larger in recent years. And my question is, for that time where the deer population was down, do you think this affected the amount of any kind of large predator or animal coming in that needed to feed on other animals? What do you think?
Well, I think they would come closer to civilization. Animals usually do when they're starving.
Mm-hmm. Well, in Ohio, they're very much more habituated to the people around here than they are out west. The Ohio Bigfoots have been known to steal, just outright steal chickens in front of you, even if there's cameras up. They steal your produce. They'll raid your apple orchards. They're some farmers leave out big patches of corn for the deer. It'll be gone overnight. The apple trees be stripped overnight. They're not afraid to come around, take your chained up dog or your cats. If it gets low, they've even come up to people in Salt Fork and scared them off so they can take their fish. All right, out of the bucket, just take the fish off. Ask the rangers. I got that story from the ranger.
It's really interesting you say that.
Yeah, that they're not afraid to approach people in Ohio, so they're habituated to us in a certain way that they're not afraid of us.
I just had a person report to me it was in Northwest Ohio. One apparently got into their farm, which was on a 1-acre plot in farmers' fields around, got into the chicken coop and killed 20 chickens, didn't take any of them. And the lock on the chicken coop was such that it had to have been manipulated manually to open it. So all of that's really interesting.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't take the chickens, though, because normally they just
exactly.
grab them all up.
Exactly.
They take them with them. A fox will do that, but a fox will leave them and come back for them. They'll keep coming back. I've had chicken lost from fox, so they'll kill them all, drag a few away, come back, drag them away, come back. They keep coming back for them. That's how I knew it was a fox. But I'm really into all this, and I go to Salt Fork a lot, and Salt Fork is overrun by a lot of people because it was on TV and all this. But I know Salt Fork really well, and I've researched there quite a bit. And I will tell you that on Wednesday mornings and on Sunday mornings is when they pick up the garbage. And if you look at all the reports, most of the reports, and I'm talking like from Don Keating, from people giving me reports and other, reported, I go to all the town hall meetings, anything I can get, all the reports I can get. It's usually Tuesday night and Saturday night are the biggest nights that they have sightings in the park. And I think they're coming in for the dumpsters. Well, now they removed the dumpsters. There's no more dumpsters around. They have like bag it up, leave it on the side, and they'll pick it up every day because they're having trouble. And these Bigfoots in Salt Fork are approaching people on Bigfoot Ridge. There's just pages and pages of reports of people who go there who are bothered by these Bigfoots come right into camp. And now here's the thing: if you got a camera, they're not there. They don't come around. But if you're there raw, we call it raw. You're there raw with no equipment. And you're just kind of just nonchalantly camping like a normal family does who doesn't believe in Bigfoot. They're coming around. They know. I think they can sense the camera, or they either they know intent, or they know something. But I've used a dash cam. I had some luck this past May in Salt Fork. We caught something, but it didn't transfer real good on when we transferred it to computer. It didn't catch it real well. So I don't really have evidence. I don't have that clear evidence yet. But I drive around with a dash cam just in hopes that one of these days it's going to happen again. It's going to cross on the road.
How far away are you from Salt Fork?
3 hours drive.
All right.
So normally what I do is I go down there during the week when there's nobody there, because during the week the place is empty. Everybody's working. And during the summer is when everybody's there. But in the off time, I like to go down when the leaves are down and you can see real far in, especially at night. You can see far in, especially if you got a scope, you can see far in. Yeah. I travel. I know all the back roads. People go to the conference. They know of, who knows the park. Sonya will take you out. I know the park. I will never get lost in the park. And it's a 30,000 acre park with miles and miles of roads in it. And I won't get anybody lost. And I have a 4-wheel drive truck, so we're good. We get back in there, but I dig it. Everybody else is at the conference at the bar drinking, swapping stories and showing tattoos. And I'm out in the field because I know everybody's in the bar. So I just go running around the park. And that's when you have the most fun and things happen, is when right around 3, 4, and 5 in the morning, that's when stuff happens in the park. The things moving around in the park at that time.
Well, what impressed me more about Salt Fork than anything was the huge number of deer in there. I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. I think every day I probably saw well over 100 deer.
They'll come right up to you also. They're very habituated also.
Yeah.
They'll come right up to you. But we have a theory, and I've talked to other Ohio researchers about it, that if the deer are all on the side of the road, there must be predators out in the woods, because they feel safe on the side of the road where there are a lot of cars coming back and forth.
Right.
People on the road or people in the parking lots, and they will come around the humans. But on the nights that they're like, you don't see a lot of deer, then there's nothing happening in the park. So I always say, it's a good sign if you see a lot of deer out, because that means there's something prowling around. That's why they're coming to the edge of the roads, keeping safe, like where it's open and they can see,
Carl,
yeah.
What do you think they eat in Arizona? What do you think their main food is?
They eat deer and elk. They'll take down an elk. I mean, and elk are not slight animals.
How about the peccaries in the wild?
I have not seen them. I've never found a javelina that's been taken apart. I mean, I've seen. Actually, I take that back. I did find one, but it was absolutely a mountain lion kill. But up in the weird thing is up in the mountains, the elk that I find, especially in my research area, every one of them had a spiral fracture to the left rear leg. So it was actually grabbed and twisted.
Yeah, that's a sign.
And and then the deer I find have been punched in the chest. So literally a larger than my fist punch where all the ribs are broken in. So it's like a hole into the chest with the bones all snapped inward.
Wow. Hey.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Where in Arizona?
Jesus.
Where in Arizona are you? Because I know some people in the Navajo Nation that's got stories.
Oh, absolutely, up on the reservation. I'm down in Phoenix, but my research areas are up on the Mogollon Rim.
Okay, because I have friends in Ganado, and they told me a story that and it might have been on one of the shows too, but they were playing basketball, and one was watching them. Kids were playing basketball outside the Hogan, and it was crouched down, it was watching, it was smiling. Yeah, like a nerd sitting there.
Yeah, I think that one. I think that. Well, at least there was a similar story, if not the same story. But Payson that had a kid watching with basketball. They were.
Yeah, maybe it's the same. Maybe it's the same Bigfoot, because this happened in Ganado too. I just think it's weird that they in Ohio they've been reported also around playgrounds. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They've been seen watching kids on playgrounds. Yep. Yeah, I'm really into it. I mean, my normal life, I do, the tarot cards for people, and I go help people with their ghost problems, and I'm the typical psychic medium. I go to the fairs and I do all that. But my real love, what I really love to do is I love to ride horses and go in the woods. I love camping in the woods. I love hiking in the woods. I loved it. Now that the weather is cooperating, I don't feel so bad, but I like to go drive around and check for tracks in my area from the road.
Yeah.
To check right now to see if where the tracks are, and see where the animal tracks are, where everybody's hiding out. And all year long, I'm out looking. And I think when you finally see one and you know that they're real, then you get the bug. You get the bug, like you want to know what is it? What is it? And that's why I went down and hung out with Mary Green. That's why I go to all the conferences. I try to go as many meetings, and I'm a book nerd too. I want to read all the books. And Matt Pruitt just wrote a book. I bought his book. I've talked with him recently. Mohican is having an annual conference now. In September, they're having it'll have the second annual. So all across the nation, we're starting to have all the Bigfoot conferences. They're finally catching up all over the place. But I enjoy that. I enjoy we call it our Bigfoot family out east here. Everybody in Ohio knows each other. And if I found something, I can think of a whole bunch of guys right now that have plaster and would come run to me if I needed plaster casting or any kind of supplies. They would we'd come run to each other if we needed to. Yep.
Very cool.
We hang out with each other.
Have you ever gone to the Salt Fork conference, Carl or David?
I have not. No.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been there before. Good conference. Spent some time with Russell there, and good dude. Some solid people. It was a great conference. Really.
Russ Jones.
Russell Accord, yeah. Russell Accord.
Russell Accord.
Oh, Russell Accord. Yeah, he came. Yeah.
Good.
You probably met me there. I'm one of Mark's cronies that helps all the speakers.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure our paths have crossed, Mary, but I've been dying to ask you a question.
Okay.
Being a psychic, okay.
Yeah.
What perspectives can you give us about Bigfoot that those that aren't psychics wouldn't know? What insights have you gotten?
My own personal?
Sure.
For me personally, if these are like humans and they do have souls like us and they do have this type of sonar or type of, who's to say they can't have also telepathy, or they can have some of the same gifts that I have? And who's to say that there isn't ghosts of a Bigfoot, just like there's ghosts of people? Wouldn't it explain the footprints disappearing, or them showing up in areas where they shouldn't be? I mean, there's all these different scenarios, and what do we believe, right? But if psychically, if they're able to project thought like a person can, it intrigues me, because there are times when I've been in the woods when I've heard, "You're not safe here." And I've heard it very clearly, "You're not safe here." And I think part of it is my instinct inside me. It's not just being psychic, that fear keeps you safe. And also Bigfoots, the fear would keep them safe too. So they would also, have to almost be telepathic with each other. They're not always going to travel in these big clumps of family groups. They're going to have to travel far away from each other. So maybe there is a bit of telepathy or some type of sonar or something going on between them so they keep each other safe in their space from being far away. I was born psychic. I'm not a trained psychic. I can't read minds, but I can pick up energies. I can pick up thought. I can pick up suggestions. I do hear things that most people won't hear, but I also can recognize my instincts as fear keeps me safe. I'm not going to go running into a cave. There might be a cave bear in. I'll let all the dummies run in there first. I'll survive. They won't. Fear keeps me safe from scenarios and things. I'm very cautious. It's not just being psychic. I'm cautious.
So do you think people like with psychic predisposition would be the ones that are hearing the people that report mind speak? Do you think that's what's happening?
Yes, I believe that I could be in a room full of people and I could hear the ghost say something and maybe a couple of other people heard the same thing and we could write it down. But there'd be maybe 7 other people that didn't hear a thing. So I really think we all have in different degrees of blinders on what we can perceive. Like horses, we keep blinders on them to keep them focused on what's ahead. You can take some people have blinders off and they just get all the input. So people who experience mind speak also, like I said, you have instinctual things inside you that are from fear. So people could be mistaking that from something. But yeah, I think people who hear mind speak, I don't know. I think if everybody in the room could write it down and they all show it at once, that would impress me, right?
Absolutely.
What did you think the Bigfoot said? Oh, I want a Cheeto. And everybody else wrote, I want a Cheeto. Well, then I might take that as evidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
But mind speak, it's very little mind speak. I'm a little more guarded when it comes to being blasted with stuff. So I have a bit more safety net around me, if you will.
So I've got a question for you. I think it was on the road sighting. You'd mentioned the hair at the bottom of the arms was really long.
Yeah, like right here, it was like an Irish setter.
Yeah, I saw that too once on a creature side of the road, and it looked like Irish setter hair. It was really long.
It was like fringe, like you'd see on the belly of an Irish setter, like a setter dog.
Yeah. How long do you think it was? The hair?
Oh, I mean, easy 4 inches or more because it was prominent. It was swaying. It was fringy. It wasn't just like short, Did it was long.
Did it look clean or dirty?
Looked dirty.
It did.
It was dirty. Like the bottom half of it was definitely dirty. And it lifted its leg up. I could see the knee. I mean, I could see as it turned. It was just dirt, like dirty, matted leg, like hair, like mud, like dirty. Remember the whole field was full of rutted, muddy ruts in October. Yeah, he might have been also down by the river, getting dead fish, or who knows. I don't know what he was doing. Who knows why he was there? But I just know that he was there waiting for me. It wasn't like I saw him cross the road real fast. It was standing there waiting, watching the road. And I come up over the hill, and there he was. And I thought I was going to run into a deer or something was going to jump across the road. And then it squinted and had like triangle. It squinted it squinted almost like triangles. And then it turned. And when it turned is when I realized it was a Bigfoot because I saw the hand, the arm, the leg, everything like a pivot, like an athlete. Just pivoted, so graceful, just pivoted and took off like a rocket. Took off so fast.
Say, Jeff, just so you know, there's a drinking game going on right now where every time anybody says dead fish, they're doing a shot of tequila. Anyway.
Fair enough. I'll go get some tequila. I'll be right back.
It started with our fast and weird news. We showed the 100,000 pounds of dead fish.
That's got to smell.
Yeah. So in the end, what do you think they are? Do you think they're like hairy humans, basically?
I think they're a relic hominid. I think they're a species of humans that didn't get messed with by aliens. I think we.
Okay, leave it right there. Just leave it right there. Leave it right there. Don't.
Okay.
Actually, it's as good of an explanation. Carl, what do you think they are?
I think they're hybrid. I think they are part. They're a mix of us and a relic hominid. But I can't speak for Dogman since I've never had an experience with any of that. But I know a lot of researchers that have. So can't understand that unless there's some kind of a military thing going on where
we'll get into Dogman.
Those, but
we'll change the subject to Dogman. Jeff, what do you think they are?
I think the most plausible explanation is a relic hominid. That's closer to us. It seems pretty clear that they're closer to human than they are to other apes.
Yeah, I'm with Sonya. I think that humans have been messed with.
That's actually a really good theory. I like that theory. That's a very plausible theory that the Bigfoot are what we used to be, and we've been modified.
I mean, they chose.
I could buy that.
I mean, they chose us. They didn't choose to interfere with the gorillas. They didn't choose a chimpanzee. They chose us as primitive people. They chose us. They could have. What if they would have chose a Bigfoot? What would they have created? And a dog man. I don't know. That scares the heck out of me because they run in packs and they stare in people's windows.
How do you know they run in packs, Sonya?
Because they're always seeing the reports that I get from Ohio, by Akron and Barberton and the Cuyahoga Valley. There's always more than one. They run into like wolves. There's more than one. They run together. They hunt in packs. So if they're out together, they're hunting. What do they eat? Look like with those sharp teeth, they must be carnivores. Well, I don't even want to be near them. I don't even if I run across the one, pew pew.
And one of the first Dogman reports came out of Ohio, from Northwest Ohio, Defiance, Ohio, actually.
In London, near London.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still active people in London. It's a secret among the Amish. They close their windows at night. They bolt their doors. There's something going on right now in London, Ohio with them dogmen. Scary. At least that's what I've heard. People tell me, people call me and tell me the reports all the time. Who else do they have to tell? Right? People call and tell me. I've got tons. My office looks like Don Keating's office. There's just like notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of reports that I've gotten.
Yeah.
Everybody tells me the reports. I dig it. I love it. I dig it. The boyfriend, not so much. He's the one I'll send in for firewood. There's another one that I can send in for firewood. He's not afraid.
I love it. A useful idiot.
Yeah.
Just a useful idiot.
I'll have the camera going just in case. Hold on. Still.
It's hilarious. So I'm going to remember that. If I get any skeptics up Snowgrove, I'm going to send those guys out to get wood.
This occurred to me. Speaking of dogmen, this occurred to me last week. We kind of glossed over it. We talked about, I found this picture up again. We talked about Dinopithecus. It's an extinct baboon. Boy, does that look like Dogman to me.
Yes, with no tail.
Except people report the pointy ears. Did they have pointy ears?
Mm.
Yeah, did they have ears?
No, but they got hair sticking up that could look like ears. The tail may or may not be visible. That long spindly leg could look like it digitigrade if you can't see it completely. Yeah. Just a theory. That's kind of a pretty close.
Except, I think people. Yeah, I don't know.
Or are they really skinwalkers and we just the end of days are coming and everybody's giving it up to the devil or something and shape-shifting for gain. I don't know. I've got a good shapeshifter story from Navajo Nation.
Well,
something was eating all their. They followed they shot it and followed the tracks, and it was a dead woman. Ended up being a dead woman. It wasn't a wolf. It was a wolf when they shot it, but it ran off, and then when they found it was a woman.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the scariest story of something really, really creepy that you've heard throughout the years? What's some weird creature or something in their house, or I don't know, just something. I'm on a fishing expedition.
Like a good ghost story? Like my most recent one that scared the hell. It'll scare the hell out of you. You sure you want to hear it?
Yeah, go ahead and tell
us. So I just recently went to a school for an 8th grade presentation. All the 8th grades, all there all day, and I presented Bigfoot. And while I was in this, I brought all my tracks. I brought this whole thing. So as I'm leaving, and I got my suitcase, I'm rolling, and my girl's helping. We're going to the elevator, and this kid was walking behind me, and I remember he had beautiful hair, nice haircut, big brown eyes. He had plain clothes on, very well dressed, and he was smiling at me. He was holding books. He's smiling at me. And I thought he wanted to ask me a question. You know how they kind of like linger and want to ask you. So I'm rolling down. So he's still following. He's real close to me, and I get into the elevator, and I said, "Well, Michelle, hold the door. And he's standing out there, and I hold the door. She's like, "What?" I go, "Are you coming? Are you getting on the elevator?" And he disappeared. And she's like, "Who are you talking to?" And I go, "That little boy." "What? Wait, where'd he go? Where'd he go?" So she's like, "What did he look like?" And so I described it. So she got me a yearbook and blotted out all the names. She said, "Who was it?" And I says, "This one." And she goes, "He killed himself last year. He's been reported in the building."
Wow.
It just happened. I can't tell you what school, but it happened. And we got the chills. She's got the chills. Now, the thing is she's the janitor of the school. So she's in there working with janitors and working with everybody. And a lot of times she's in there alone. She goes, "Great. Now you confirmed it. He really is, that's him." Because out of all the pictures, out of the boys and girls, I picked the right one. So yeah, he approached her. That really happened. It still gives me the chills, but he never did ask me the question he wanted to ask me. Had he gotten in the elevator, he probably would have freaked her out. Probably why he didn't get on the elevator.
Great story.
Yeah, thanks. So I deal with people. My main thing, if people have problems with ghosts, if the priests come in and can't help, or a lot of the ghost people around here, the investigators will say, "Yeah, lady, you got a problem, call Sonya." So I'm one of the people that you would call to come in, and I do the prayers, and I have chaos magicians that help me and other psychics that assist me, and I'm basically a banisher. I help people with their ghost problems, and that's my main job. It's one of my main jobs that I do.
Oh,
so if anybody's got a ghost problem, you can call me. It's free to talk to me. I don't charge.
Yeah.
If I may, just in the past 10 minutes, we've talked about Bigfoot, we've talked about cryptids and now ghosts. There's one place in Ohio I really would love to know about, Sonya. Boston, Ohio. You know where I'm talking?
I know the whole story.
Helltown. Have you been there? And what have you seen there? Anything cool?
I grew up when all that had happened. Helltown is BS. Helltown is BS. I talked to the guy with the school bus. I pulled right in. The whole legend of the school bus, the haunted school bus. The lights would go off and on and off and on, and nobody lived there. Well, the guy I stopped and pulled in. I'm like, "What's up with the school bus?" And the guy goes, "It's my tool shed." Goes, "You see back here behind the trees? I'm working on the house." So I come in, I turn on the light. It's the only way I can keep my tools from being stolen is I lock them up in the school bus. So sometimes the light's on, sometimes the light's off. The school bus is not haunted. All I had to do was go ask the guy. So there's a lot of urban legends about Boston, Helltown. Nobody came to town. What happened was through eminent domain, they took people's land. And somebody even wrote on the side, "Now I know what the American Indians felt like." So all the farmers around there got together and decided they were going to burn down all their buildings and synchronize in one night to send a message to the government. That's what they said. The devil came to town. Helltown was everybody burned their buildings.
What about the rumors of the underground government laboratory that was sealed up with concrete underneath a rock, and then the place being kind of like a Montauk project?
No, it
site?
was
Anything
waste.
behind any of that?
No, it was waste. They had no, because there's an area there. It says like "do not enter." It's like a hazard area. There was toxic waste dumped in there. And then across from there is Terra Vista, where all the mafia people would drag bodies up there. There's been a lot of murders and rapes up there, and bodies dropped there. So it's real close to that. So the legends get crossed, but no, there was no under secret ground. The water table's so high. How are they going to dig down around in there? It's right next to the Cuyahoga Valley and the river, and it's no, there's no secret base under there. That's silly. It's a toxic waste dump that they buried in there and kept everybody out. That's simply what it is.
That's a far better explanation than all of the urban legends that you hear.
Yeah, well, I did a lot of research for my tours. I do tours of the Cuyahoga Valley, so I got into, and I'm not just online. I'm stopping at historical societies, the libraries. I'm talking to people at the diners. I'm talking to the bookstore lady. Anybody who's lived there for a long time. I'm taking notes and making notes. I'm researching. So when I'm presenting, I've got a backup on it.
I love it. I love it that you're able to at least debunk stuff. A lot of people wouldn't do that and do the research and do the legwork to find out that stuff. So
yeah, the yellow school bus thing is a whole total. Just all you had to do was stop and ask the guy.
Yeah,
nothing was haunted. Yeah, it's it's like through the telegraph. It gets retold, embellished, retold, rebellished. Yeah, that's how. There's a little bit of smithings of truth in the beginning of it, but it gets retold over and over and rolled into something bigger. Yeah, but I will tell you the one of the last Bigfoot sightings I heard again, and it's more than once. They run the snow machines for the Boston Mills ski resort there. And the employees have told me, because I flat out asked them, I took my son skiing there. I said, flat out asked them, you ever see Bigfoot? So yeah, they stand, when we turn the machines on, they stand in this tree line and watch them. We got pictures of them. Like, who's got pictures? Oh, the employees here. Like, we'll watch them, and they'll be watching the snow machines blow snow, and they'll be up in the tree lines watching.
I know where you're talking. I went skiing long ago. Interesting.
Yep. So that valley is just in the middle of a forest, that whole ski valley. So Bigfoots can sneak up all around on all sides. Yeah. But yeah, Bigfoot's cool. I could talk about it all day with you guys. I'm into it. And if you guys want to give away 2 readings for your show, since we didn't get to doing some readings or something, if someone wants to do phone reading with me, if you're going to give away 2 readings, I'm happy to do that. Hook them up. I'll call them on the phone. I'll give them a psychic. Be about a half an hour.
I was hoping
happy to do that.
You could do something quick. I thought maybe you could do something quick right here, live on the show. No?
Well, I'm drawn to the Carl guy.
Carl.
Yeah, and I want to ask Carl about the white pony or the white horse. What's up with that?
Oh, there we go.
The white horse
or the white pony. What does that mean? Is that a place or is that an actual?
So. A neighbor 2 doors down actually has a white pony, and every birthday for their daughter, they dress it up as a unicorn.
So that's the neighbor. So this horse knows you, like, you know this family.
Oh, yeah.
So back is there pine trees lining the driveway?
Yes.
So this place that I feel is. Like, everybody grows old there. Like, the horses grow old, the plants grow old, the chickens grow, everybody grows old there. So there's something good about the land. Like, so you're safe there.
Okay.
There's not diseases and things like that. I feel like everybody, is that an old pony? Is it like forever old? It's like it's getting old. It's not dying yet.
I've known the pony for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
And it still looks about the same age. So I don't know how old the pony is.
Yeah. So I'm picking up, like, from where you live, very safe. Everybody's good. There's nothing toxic there, which could be a concern for you. But yeah, everybody's safe there at old age. Everybody's going to live to be old there. So if you guys stay there, there's elders around and stuff. So I like where you live. I have a good feeling about where you live.
Yeah, I got my 87-year-old father-in-law upstairs right now. So
yeah, he's gonna just live forever. So I had to brace you for that. He's gonna live. Good to hear. And then if I could jump to Jeff. Whoa, Jeff. By the way, you're looking at you. You're not a bad looking man, if I might add.
Well, thank you.
Like the silver foxes. You're just too busy for people. You're just too busy. Everything's a time schedule. Everything's on time. You got a schedule. You're busy. But you know what is important? That you get your alone time too, because there's too many people in your ears. There's too many people. Like, you've got, like, I feel like you fix things with your hands. you're a I don't know what you fix, but you're fixing things. So you're like the fixer of everything. Nobody can replace you right now. You got to keep your job.
Yeah, that's
so
pretty accurate.
You know,
yeah, I
so
definitely
you should get more money. They should probably get more money because how are they going to replace you?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Take some alone time. God wants to be alone with you. You got to take that time with the trees and near the trees, and the trees' roots go down into the ground, and the backbone is up against the trunk, and your head is up in those branches, and be alone with God and reconnect, because you're sitting in a toaster all the time, all the wires around you and the walls and the wires and feel like you just need to go out and read the room, or read the outside, if you will, not just read the room, read the outside, and go sit under that tree. Like, you need that time. Schedule it for yourself.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, there's the pony. Thank you. Yeah, go give that pony a kiss from me.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jeff, you're due for some time off. Come to Ohio. I'll take you around.
We were just talking about that tonight, weren't we, Jeff?
Come to Ohio.
I'm actually planning a trip to Arizona in the spring. Hopefully to see Carl. Really good friend of mine who's been on the show is in Yuma, Arizona. And hopefully I'll see Carl too. So I'm hoping I'm going to plan a long weekend in the spring. Go up to Yuma and hang out with Brendan.
And then the ex-cop over here, if I may call you that, the federal guy. I forget your name. What's your name again?
Dave.
I'm sorry, Dave. Forgive me. The print is so small.
It's all right.
Dave, were you ordered to start walking? Were you told to quit sitting and start walking more? Are you coming to that crossroads where you're going to be a healthy Dave or a old man? Crepid Dave. You're at a crossroads where if you don't start, you got to start walking, and it's just simply walking. You don't have to jump in a pool. You don't have to go to the gym. Do you have a dog to walk? Yeah, you do. You have a dog to walk. Do you walk the dog?
Once in a while.
You mentioned something about those dash hounds don't do hiking very well, I know. But you're something about just getting the circulation going, and you'll just the circulation and walking, and also if somebody's troubled, that's a good time to talk to them as while they're walking, because they're paying attention where they're going. It's a good time to talk. Yeah, so people, I would be surprised if you were a bit of a crisis counselor, or you helped in some way, coach or consult in that way. Do you do that?
I'm a retired federal agent, and part of what I did was, for at least some of my career, was child exploitation before national security stuff. So I worked with like human resource workers, counselors, and actually had to sit through terrible interviews and.
Yeah, you're really good with you're really good with the people. You're really good coach, really good consultant. Really, they need you. They need you to keep doing that. Sometimes maybe they might ask you to come back. I don't know. When that, they might. It feels good to be asked to come back, but I'm not working no 40 hours. Heck with that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And then Doug, there's so much. You're such an open book. Doug is almost easy to read, but I will tell you this. Do you have a famous granddaughter that sings? Do you have a granddaughter, babe? Is there a girl yet coming that sings? Won't shut up?
Well, I do have a granddaughter, yes.
Is she real mouthy, like in a good way, like real?
Yeah, she talks a lot. She's just so cute.
That's the singer in the family. She should have acting lessons. She should be singing, and not like Cardi B. We're not going after the whole Cardi B attitude. We're going to be,
If I ask her to sing me a song, she immediately does.
I've got this feeling of she's going to be famous.
Oh.
Like you could have a little, she might be on TV too.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And so encourage them, any dumb question, you encourage the question. You encourage the voice. You encourage, because as soon as you shush a kid, they stop.
Yeah.
You start shushing them, they can stutter.
Yeah.
They question. They think before and you want that creativity to flow, to be a natural.
She is the most mature.
Yeah.
She turns 3 on Tuesday,
Yeah,
But
get her a
she is-
drum. It'll drive her parents crazy. Get her a drum.
No, she doesn't.
Drum.
She's so
1,
mature.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Opens up the doors. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what they do in the Indians. It's a connection, and it really will connect her up. She'll be too smart for her brain. Be smartest one in the room.
She's so
Yeah.
smart. Yeah,
I want an
she's-
autographed picture to Psychic Sonya on the wall. I
She,
decided to do my bathroom and famous people that I've met. I'm going to put Adam Davies up there, Dave Felderman there. I'm going to make a wallpaper in my bathroom.
That's
of all
awesome.
I am. George is going to hate it, but you know.
Adam is beyond fun to hang out with.
Adam's awesome. Good
Oh my
friend.
God, I'm in
Oh,
love.
boy.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I love his writings. I like him. He can stay.
In Ohio, when I was there, I brought
You can
Alex.
say.
I brought
Yeah.
my son Alex, and
Yeah.
Alex and Adam just hung out like two kids, and I was like, they just seem like
Yup.
such an odd couple. But
Yeah.
they really hit it off, and
Yeah,
Adam's-
he
Adam's
comes every
amazing.
year, and I entertain him every year, and then I tease him like, "Oh, I'm wearing my Adam Davies thong today, aren't you?" You know, like I tease him all the time, and I'm the only one that can get away with sexually harassing him because he doesn't have a girlfriend right now, so I get away with it. But we have so much fun.
People that
We have
don't
fun.
know Adam, he is beyond fun to hang out with.
He is. So kudos
Oh, yeah.
for that. Also, I have to give a shout out to Daniel Perez's. I look forward every month for that Bigfoot Times magazine. I just love it. I can't wait to see, who's next or what he's going to talk about next or what book's out next. It's a good reference, and I want to look for books and, what's in my collection, I just love it. I don't know if you guys get that, but it's it's like a collector's item too, Shout out.
Yeah, Daniel's been in this for a lot of years.
Yeah.
He does faithfully come out with that, the yellow Bigfoot Times.
Yep. I took him out in Salt Fork. I took him around, and then we got back to the lodge, and they're like, "Are you okay? Who let Daniel out with Sonya? Who let him out with Sonya?" It's like, he's okay. He's okay. I took him out in the park and showed him all the hot spots and that everybody talk about. I took him all around Bigfoot Ridge, and he got to take his pictures, and it was in the middle of the night and middle of the dark, and he's like, "Are you sure you know where you're going?" I'm like, "I'm not going to get you lost, I promise." And Mark DeWorth would kill me if I got you lost out here. I'd be hung.
Mark's fun too.
Yeah,
Mark DeWorth.
I've known him since his kids were very little. Because I'm Ohio, I'm an Ohio person.
Yeah.
So I've known him. I don't get to hang out with him as much as I used to. Our paths don't cross as much, but I definitely try to show up for him when he has something going on. I try to show up, and he shows up for me too.
I don't think me and you met. I don't believe so.
Yes, we have. We met at the Ohio Bigfoot Conference.
And we talked.
And you gave me your number, and you said you were going to invite me on your show, and it took a couple years, but here I am.
And here you are.
Yeah, here I am. I probably offered you food. I probably came by with a plate of food because that's what I do with the speakers, because there's no food in Salt Fork.
Yeah.
And it's $50 or $60 to get a pizza delivered, and it takes an hour.
Yeah, I definitely. I lost like 4 pounds there. All the
Because
walk.
you didn't eat, right?
Not
Did you walk
eating,
everywhere?
walking,
And-
and I would eat lunch, and that was it.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when people come to the Bigfoot conference. The women feed everybody. You just got to find the women. Did you know? I'm the hottest chick in the room. I got a big cooler. Are you kidding? And I got a 4-wheel drive truck, and I know the part.
Oh my god, that's hilarious! That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Oh, I made him laugh. That's good.
so do you want to try to do somebody in our audience? Just try. See if you
Yeah,
can get
if you want me
anything.
to.
Yeah,
if you
let's
got time,
try.
sure.
All right, who wants to have her kind of do what she did with Carl and Jeff? And is there somebody want to volunteer to say me in all caps in the chat? And we'll get you guys.
Because I don't see any of it, so you guys are going to have to tell me.
Right? Yeah, we will. We'll make
I
sure.
don't know. Is Loretta Collins in there tonight? I don't know who's on there tonight.
Everybody's hyped.
Yeah, Loretta's in there.
Oh, I love Loretta. God, what a wonderful soul she is.
She's great.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, there we go.
She showed me some cool pictures too. She's
We
got some
got
good pictures.
Sherry. All right, so we got 2. You got to do 2. All we do is we got 3. Okay.
Nectarine.
Well, let's start with Kenny, and then we'll do Kathy real quick.
I don't
So,
see
Kenny,
his face, so it's kind of hard. Remote stuff is hard.
Oh, I see. You need to see their.
I kind of need a face, at least.
Is there somebody that wants to come on? You can come on. Jeff can send
We got Sherry.
I have to look. If you can make her bigger so I can look at her face. Hi, Sherry. Is she allowed to come on the show so I can talk to her?
Sure.
Sherry, come on the show, and I'll just like to give you a
Jeff will send you.
Yeah.
Sherry, can you email me? Someone got to email me. I need to email to send you a link or cell phone number. Just here, I'll put up my email here.
So he's gonna put his email up. Just email him real quick, and he will send you a join.
How'd I do so far, you guys?
Yeah, you really freaked
Well,
me
I think
out, Carl.
Mine was spot on.
Like
Mine was
Carl.
spot on,
Thank you.
How in the world?
Like you never know what's going to show up.
How did she nail the white pony thing?
The white pony,
Yeah.
two doors down. Yeah.
If she would have said that to me, I don't know anybody with a white pony.
And row of trees too. The row of trees. My gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and then everybody's going to be old because you are concerned about people's health there for some reason.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh.
I know you are.
All right.
It's
so
it's a daily concern. So.
Yeah, you got the old age farm there. Everybody's going to live forever there.
Good news.
Nobody's calling in.
No, nobody's emailed me yet.
They will.
They will.
If you want to come on,
quite a few me's.
If you want to come on and get a little reading, sometimes they can be quite shocking and quite accurate.
Yep.
Like Carl's that was crazy. Like just out of random, a white pony, and he happens to have the white pony on his phone.
I had a picture of it because I just couldn't believe that they had decorated it as a unicorn. So
well, it's white. That's what they did. So good job, Sonya.
Thank you. And then I hit on your girl. You're talkative. Brilliant girl.
The best part was the daughter for her birthday, since she had a unicorn, she actually opened it up like a lemonade stand. So she was charging you get your picture with the unicorn for $1.
Excellent. Okay, so I did the same thing with my donkey. I had a garage sale and I put up a sign, kiss my ass for $1, and people stopped and gave me $1 to give my donkey kisses. I have a donkey named Zeke, the Mediterranean. And I literally, you could hear them pulling. They hit the brakes, turn around, come pulling in. I made so much money off my ass that day.
Love it.
All right, Sonya.
He's
Sherry
great.
goes,
He's in the barn. He's in the barn right now.
Sherry says, "I'm too scared.
I'm scared to go on.
Sorry. So
too scared to go on. Anybody?
I don't blame you, Sherry.
Fair enough.
That's fair enough.
Well, fear keeps you safe. I might say something or see something that might incriminate her, so you know.
So here's the email address. If you would like a reading, just send Jeff a quick email, and then he can send you a link. You just click the link and you're in. We let you in, and
use your phone or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use your phone. You can use anything. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then Doug, when I look at you. Doug, when I focus on you sometimes, when I focus on you just now, how are your kidneys doing?
I think they're good. All my tests came back good. I actually went in for a full physical and they came back really good. But it's funny you say that because I actually said I'm getting.
You had any pain?
I was getting kidney pain on both kidneys, and I went.
Hey, you're getting pains there, so there is something there. They just didn't catch it. They did something. So let me tell you that I think that you just need to drink a bunch of water. When you start feeling those pains, you might have something stuck there. You know, they talked about the crystals in the ears. Maybe we get crystals somewhere else that slip or we get pain. You know, I don't think you're going to have a kidney stone, but I think maybe more. I know how much more can you drink, right? Got lots of water, but
it was just kind of a dull ache the other day, and I had gone to the Mayo for a full physical. And they did. I mean, they did everything on me, like the executive.
So I picked that up on you. I picked that up on you.
Right. Yeah, you are right. Nobody ever would have known that.
And you got to
would have
watch
ever
that.
known.
You got to watch that. It could be something that's your old age thing you're going to have an annoyance with. But if that's the worst you have, then good, you know.
Yeah, they said
that's the worst you got.
They looked at the numbers. They went, "Man, your kidneys are perfect."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I should jump back to Jeff now. He's drinking. Oh, Jeff, he's gonna cough.
Water's always a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm just watching my email here. But no one's emailed me.
I don't know
so.
anything. I don't know anything. Jeff is the one that's the big mystery. So Jeff's got this big mystery for me, and I'm wondering why I told him to go outside and sit under trees and be alone with God.
Well, I do work way too much. That's for sure.
Busy. You what?
I've worked way too much for many years. That is definitely true.
Yeah, and you need to be more grounded. And so maybe the trees are calling you. Maybe there was a special tree that you used to visit, or you were associated with as a child, or a tree that you admire that you need. You know, sometimes you just need to be alone with God and just have that moment.
Yeah.
And do more of that. That'll help with the stress. And I know this sounds crude, but it's like getting off. Because you're really releasing into the ground, into the air, into the everything. You're just letting go of so much when you do that. It's a huge release. Yeah, and then you're all straightened out again, and you're fine. You know, then it's Monday again. You know.
Well, I just sent a link to Kenny Hass, so Kenny wants to come on. So I just sent him the link. So as soon as he,
Kenny is a super nice man. That I do know.
Don't tell me
have so many great
about.
people in our
I'm
chat.
sorry, he's just nice. That's all I know about Kenny.
Yeah, everybody, our chat is so great. We have so many good people here.
Oh, without
everybody's nice.
I love that.
Everybody's nice.
I love our chat
group.
Yeah. We have lots of nice people.
Well, I found my new show. That's all I can tell you. I found my new show, and Friday nights are really good, Doug. I'm digging the Friday night shows now.
The Friday night.
This guy on?
Yeah.
Is there like a Monster Quest stuff going on Friday nights?
Yeah. Friday nights, Monster Quest. Yeah.
I am digging that.
Yeah,
I love it.
Friday
Can't get enough of it.
Friday nights or Monster Quest is back. People are.
No, I won't work for anybody on Friday night because I got to watch it.
Wow. You need to get a recorder.
I got to be home. Well, no, I like to be there.
Okay,
is this guy coming on?
Hold on. Somebody's he will. It'll take him a minute.
Yeah.
Does it? Okay.
So psychic Sonya Horstman, I've known for many years, and want to join your classes and ghost hunts.
Okay. And who is this person?
I don't know. They're called Let's Talk Adventures.
Oh, that's somebody that hit me up tonight earlier.
Oh.
That is a regular on your show that is excited that he found me, that he met me years ago. So I guess I'm going to be talking to this person later. He's got some Bigfoot experiences to talk to me about, which, you know, I definitely will get the paper out. I'll write all the detail. I'll write the whole encounter down. And anybody who talks to me about something, I'm gonna write the details down, and then I'll go back over the details again to make sure they remember them right. And you know, Northern Ohio is pretty. I mean, all of Ohio is pretty prolific with Bigfoot reports and sightings, and it seems like certain areas will have. Okay, so west of Medina County, there's a place called Spencer Lake, and they're only seeing black Bigfoots. There's like a giant, gigantic one, and there's like two smaller ones, but they're always black in the reports. And then you'd have to go all the way out towards the Chagrin River where I saw it, and then you see like white ones. And then you have to go all the way down towards Mohican, and you'll see the brown ones. And I find it interesting because I haven't heard a report yet where I saw a black one with a brown one and a white one all walking along the road, and they walked into a bar, and, you know, they always seem to be, the family units seem to be the same color. So that takes me back to the genetics like of horses and stuff. Brown horses beget brown horses, right? Gray horses will get gray horses. So, you know, Rottweilers are generally black, right? Black and rust.
Yep.
So is there something to their color genetics? I don't know, but I just know in certain places in Ohio, you don't see like blonde ones, or you don't see the white ones, or you don't see, it's generally black. So you guys have the same thing in your area? Like, what about in Arizona? Is that the same thing?
It's almost all reddish brown and black that I
like orangutan type.
A little more brownish than orange, but still at orange highlights. I'll put it that way.
What about dreams? Have you guys gotten any reports from dreams? Because I've had people say that they dream about them, and then they swear they come to the window. You know, that classic, nightmare where they come to the window. But I'm getting more and more of those kind of reports too, or people build a new house. Did I really see that? Did they really peek into my window? It seems to be, I don't know if you guys gotten reports like that, because those are the scary ones. I'm thinking, are they going to crash through their hands and grab you? Yikes.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't dreaming, but, I woke up in the back of my Yukon, and here's this face about 14 inches from my face looking in the glass at me.
Oh, my gosh.
Crazy story.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would probably pee myself, or I would know what I would do.
Jeez.
Oh, and as it backed away into the darkness, I propped up and I looked out the window trying to see it, so in that aspect, I'm pretty fearless. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty fearless too when it comes to that, but that's close.
That was really close. Yeah.
Right up on the car,
Yep.
So we fall asleep. I don't stay alone and overnight in Salt Fork because it is dangerous. So oftentimes I'll bring a friend, and we were sleeping at the handicap area. We heard them talking. We heard something talking behind. And this was on a Saturday night when I know that most of the report, they come and pick up the dumpsters. So Saturday night we're out there. We're sleeping out there, and it sounded like American Indians, low, and they were like, and then the one answered, like back at them, but they were talking.
Oh yeah.
And this is a common thing. They talk.
Oh, I've heard them arguing. So like 1, 2, maybe 3, and like there was one deeper voice, like and then another one's like it was just it was like that samurai chatter, but it was definitely multiple arguing about this plan, and then they started came around the campsite. It was really funny, but yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a married couple.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's too funny.
The female was saying, "Go in there and get some firewood."
Yeah.
You dummy. You don't
you
believe
look at
in
the fire.
humans.
It's your turn.
You don't believe in humans.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys believe in the coconut telegraph that Tom Powell talks about?
I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not either.
Okay,
I know
so
Tom.
coconut telegraph that the Bigfoots are listening to us, and they do hear us, and they do leave us gifts. So there's about a gifting stump, and because I actually had something happen to me. So the gifting stump, there's written in one of the books. It's a well-known story among the Bigfooters that the father and son were camping. They had set out some gifts for the Bigfoots, and they were talking. And the kid was complaining that I need those sneakers, Dad. Everybody in school has them. I have to have these special sneakers. I gotta have them. He's like, well, we're broke. I can't afford them, and I really need them. The next day, they went over to the gifting stump. There was a rotten pair of sneakers sitting on the stump.
Wow.
So the Bigfoot went into a dump somewhere and found a rotten old pair of sneakers and brought it to him. Coconut telegraph, like he was listening. So I got home from the conference, from the Bigfoot conference, and listening to Tom Powell. I was like, that is so interesting. I'm going to try this. So I stood outside. I said, well, if there's any Bigfoots listening, like he says, they listen to us, I would like to request that this tortoise cat that pees on everything, including my tent, my wood pile, my hay, my everything. I want this cat gone. I don't have the heart to kill her. I want this cat gone. I would love to get some flowers, and I would love to find a skull. And sure enough, the next day, in fact, I've got the report right here. The next day, I took this report, but I don't know if you could read it. It says Bigfoot report. So the next day, this was in October of 2012. I get a call from this lady who said she had a Bigfoot sighting over in the cemetery right near my house. So I ran over there, and she said, go into the woods over there, because I wanted to gauge how far away she was from it and how big I was compared to what she saw, and to look for tracks. I get all the way over there, and I find a skull. I find a skull sitting there. Like, oh, that's cool. What a coincidence. I just asked for a skull. Pick up the skull, take it home. I come back that day. I noticed that my tortoiseshell cat is missing. It's gone. And then I get a knock on the door. And an old boyfriend of mine, who just recently got out of the mental hospital, showed up with a big bouquet of red roses saying, something told me you needed flowers today. It really happened. It really happened. That's the coconut telegraph. That happened to me.
I've never heard that term, but it makes sense, I guess.
The coconut telegraph. So when you want something, you ask for it. Like if you go camping, and it's like you ask for it, they respond.
And that's how it happened with the face at the window. Because before I crawled in, I said, if you want, because I knew I was being watched all night from the hillside, and then I just said in English, if you'd like, come down and put a handprint on my car. Right. Yeah. And then here's this face at the window. And then about an hour and a half later, after I went back to bed, and then I woke up at 5:15 a.m. and here's this handprint on the side of the car that was 14 inches from the tip of the pinky down to the base of the thumb. And you could see
that's coconut telegraph
ridges and everything else. Oh yeah. And they did
that's the coconut telegraph I'm talking about. Yeah, so it happened.
I spoke in English, and then I also have tried this with just thinking, not actually speaking. And they responded by knocking and doing other things where I only thought about it. I didn't actually speak anything. So
there's that telepathy.
The jury was out for woo on me, and now I believe that they have that some level of that ability for sure. So
yeah, I'm getting there too. I'm getting there where, because of that coconut telegraph thing that happened and other things that have happened, I'm getting real close to believing in some of the woo. I'm getting there.
Yeah, there was one interesting thing. A friend of mine actually left a Rice Krispie treat out on this gifting stump that I normally use. I wasn't up there with him at that time, but he went out and he put this Rice Krispie treat out there, and then the next morning the Rice Krispie treat was gone, and then there was a perfectly triangular rock, flat triangular rock that was sitting on there, and somebody told, and now the guy is actually an architect, which I thought was interesting, that they would leave him a triangle, which was...
Yeah, they leave gifts back. That's so cool. I believe in that. I believe they do. I think they watch us. I think that when we go into areas, especially like Salt Fork, they're so used to people being there with food, and I think part of them, they do want to interact. When people claim that the Bigfoots come in and sit at their campsite and talk with them, or Igor Burtsev said that his friend Bigfoot Gregory drives the truck, I don't believe it. I want to see the video of it. Show me the video of it, because it's so hard for me. That's kind of getting out there. That's really getting out there. Those are the hard ones. And I know that there's skeptics that would listen to my stories and say, oh, yeah, right. So there's all these levels. But some of the claims in our Bigfoot community are, we all know who's way out there, and we know who gets in the woods, and we know who sits in front of computers, right?
This is true.
I take all the reports, and I just, the mystery, it's never going to be solved before I die. I don't think they're ever going to turn in a body. I think they may have tried, and I don't think they're ever going to turn. We have to get a body in our hands for, just like they did the gorilla, to prove that it's real.
Well,
nobody believes the gorilla.
I was going to say, speaking of people that have done a lot of field work and everything, but I understand that I was told earlier today that Tom Cantrell is not doing very well. So if you guys want to keep him in your prayers. And then also Don Monroe, who's a fantastic long-term researcher. I strive to be Don when I'm his age for sure, but his cabin burned down with all of his casts and everything else.
Oh no. Yeah, even the horse braids are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no. That's just a bummer.
His life's
Yep.
work is gone. Yeah.
Accident or on purpose.
And fortunately, he was he only sustained minor injuries from the fire, but it was a total
Oh.
loss. So,
Well, I'm glad he's alive.
yep, me too.
That's terrible. Yeah, that is okay.
So I have a question for you. Sonya.
Okay.
Okay, so
Hey.
we were up at the Snellgrove cabin, which is, you have 500 square miles to yourself. I was up there with 5 guys, and one day we hit a bunch of very small AI cameras. We decorated them with ferns and moss, and we hid them during the day. And then at night we had brought up Starlink so we could monitor them live. These cameras.
Okay.
Well, about midnight or 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, it was dark. Yeah, so it must have been quite late, actually, because it doesn't get dark there until almost midnight. Something threw a rock at one of the cameras, and I distinctly heard it hit on one of the cameras. And then another camera got hit with a rock, and then another one, and then another one, as if to say, you guys are idiots. I know where all those cameras are. And
Right.
we had them all low, but then all of a sudden, we hear talking coming over one of them.
Wow.
And of course, we recorded it. We heard it all live, but then we heard it. And of course, everybody's scrambling. I think Chris goes and gets his ghost meter, puts it in the middle of the floor, and Adam's checking all the radio waves. And I'm like, guys, there's no radio waves up here. None. Not AM, there's not even static up there.
Yeah.
So I didn't think it was that. So, but it sounded very Native American. It's very clear. It's very short. And can I play that? And maybe you could shed light on it. Just use your
Get a feeling,
intuition, your psychic intuition. It'd be just for fun, right? I'd love to hear what you think. I'm going to play it right now. Have you ever gotten feelings from like the Moorhead tapes or anything?
Oh yeah, the Sierra sounds. I've gotten feelings.
Okay.
They were singing.
All right, I'm going to play. I'll do it a couple times. It's short, so hang on here.
All right, so
Let me put my volume up. Hold on here. There we go.
all right, so listen. All right, so listen.
So I'm just repeating it.
All right, so listen.
Can you hear it okay?
Yeah.
All right, so listen. All right, so listen.
So
wow.
Your mind can make up stuff. It sounds like us, like it's kind of like a Native American guy with kind of some kind of accent saying, "I'll talk with you." Or, I'll talk with you.
Yeah,
in
it
this
does.
deep voice. And I just wondered if you had any thoughts.
Like we're here. Like I feel like it's we're here, like an announcement. Like we're here now. Like maybe they had to talk to get your attention.
Your mic's off, Doug.
My mic just like exploded and fell down.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was just with my phone. Just give me 1 second.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
all good.
I was
So
out in the.
Kenny,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll just say Kenny hasn't showed up yet. I sent him the link, but he hasn't showed up. Maybe he's having technical issues.
Yeah, it's okay.
So were you going to say something, Dave?
Yeah, so I was just going to mention, I was out in the northern woods of Michigan, barely any cell signal whatsoever, just way out there. And I actually called a friend who was Native American because we were encountering an unknown. And I had this Native American friend. We started blasting Ojibwa, hoping that it would get some sort of response. Have either of you done that or know anything to that end?
I mean, I know a few Native American words because I know the Navajo people, and honestly, I've never had any response from it. But I think it would be a good idea to do the drumming or the music.
Yeah, this person introduced themselves formally, and then explained to them that we were friends and it was okay. just as a thought for other researchers out there. Just
Yeah.
have those resources lined up. I have looked up certain phrases in Ojibwa that are on my phone that I can pull up, should I want to do so. And I've definitely, done my homework ahead of time, I guess, so that, if I'm out there in the woods, even without a cell phone connection, if you have a recording, if you've got, phrases that have already been researched.
Yeah.
It'd be helpful.
I have a great idea, right?
Sure.
Right, guys? Good idea. Yeah.
You played around with any of that, Carl?
It's funny. So I really haven't call blasted anything out since and having listened to the Cells tapes and done so much audio work on there, I can mimic at least what I heard on them speaking there, and I've tried that out in the woods in Arizona and not really any luck trying to but the funniest one in Arizona was I actually had because another researcher had recommended it, I actually had stored it was about I want to say a 10-minute segment of blue whale song.
Oh, nice.
And then with about a 5-minute empty spot, and then I did about 5 minutes of minke whale, and then it just repeated, right, with 5 minutes of blank and then blue whale. So I call blasted that, and after the first blue whale segment, I could hear, and a couple of people that were with me actually heard something along the ridge way up above us crash, kind of crunching through there, and then it stopped like right directly above us, so looking at us, right? And then and then there was the blank spot. Then the minke whales went, which was just really different. But then when the blue whales came back on again, the 5 minutes after the second blue whale segment, it was all quiet, right? And and up from that ridge line, a blue whale called down from in the woods.
Oh, cool. Well, that's really cool.
And it was an absolute perfect mimic.
Wow.
And everybody looked at me like you're a genius, or what, like how did you know they do that? And I was like I didn't know, I was like, but I knew that they'd be interested in it because it's like, what is that, right?
So they've used
That's
AI.
cool.
Funny you should say whale. They've used AI to start to decode like whale language, and with the hopes of someday actually communicating with whales. And that would be really interesting to see, if we could actually talk to whales with AI, or even without AI. But I never would have even thought, whale songs, blasting them. I'm not much for blasting anyway.
Yeah, no.
I'm more of a get quiet, get low, get dark, and just listen, sit and listen, and just be a part of the woods, be a part of the environment.
I no longer provoke either.
Nope. Yeah. Same here.
Same
here. And they come right into camp. I don't have to do anything. They know when I'm there.
I just know that if you cook the right thing, they're coming in. You're gonna be cooking your bacon, and you're cooking other things. They're coming in.
Yeah.
They are and everything else. My gosh, last summer I was in northern Michigan, and we had dinner, and then we had something on the edge of camp that myself and another person had charged with our flashlights, and it turns out black bear, and it took off through the woods and was really loud and clumsy getting away. But I would not have done that alone, by the way. But
I'm scared to death of bears, and I think it's because my father was a hunter, and he told me when I was very young that in the springtime the black bears will eat you, so stay out of the woods. And of course I don't listen. I go in the woods, but I do carry a gun when I'm in the woods. I practice with a gun. I'm a country girl, and it's only for protection. I'm not going to be messing around with it. I don't bring it into the lodge, but there are bears in Salt Fork, and they're big. And I don't mess around. I just don't trust them. I don't trust the bears.
especially if they've been fed, and that's the thing, because when I was up on Mount Graham in Arizona, now I've probably seen 25 bear, in all the hiking and camping I've done, and almost 24 bears ran away. Right? They saw me and went and they ran away. The one bear, that and all it takes is one, right? But I'm up on this Mount Graham is extremely steep, so this trail I was on was switchback, and this bear, I turned the switchback and I look up at the top of the next switchback, and here's this bear standing there. So I'm wearing a light windbreaker, so I kind of poofed it out, and I just went, I went, whoa, I made myself look big, and it stood up on its hind legs and went, and
my God.
I am in trouble. And I was not packing that time. So ever since that time, I'm like, nope. And also,
I would die.
Reevaluate. Yeah.
I would pass out.
I've seen some.
I think I was eaten by a bear in Minnesota. I must have been eaten by a bear in another life, because if I'm out in the woods and I'm seeing bear tracks, I go back to my car. I'm not that brave. I see Bigfoot tracks, I want to follow it.
Yeah.
And I don't have the fear of them. I don't know why I'm not fearful. I'm not afraid. But Taters will tell you. One time I was out there with Tater. If you guys know who Taters is, we were out with Taters, and me and him. And I saw these two glowing eyes in the field, and I stopped the truck, and I'm like, look, there's eyes. So I'm like, get the camera ready. And he goes, what are you doing? And I took my baseball bat, and I went running out there. He goes, what are you doing? And I go, look, they're right there. And it just so happened that these two flowers were just positioned just right for the moon, that they were glowing. And they ended up being just two little glowing flowers. Tater's back there yelling at me, get your ass back here. He's like, you're so badass, you just ran right at him. I'm like, yeah, but it was something in the grass. It was low. I thought it was a Bigfoot laying down. I wanted to flush it. If it would have been a bear, I know you would have had my back. He goes, I would have jumped in the truck. But
I'm sorry. Were you done? I didn't
mean to interrupt you. Yeah, I'm done.
So I got a text here from Doug. His mic literally exploded. So
yeah,
Doug is out for the night. So I think that, and Kenny, I'm sorry, Kenny, I'm not seeing you backstage. I don't know if I sent you the wrong link or what, but we'll try again some other time. But so I think we're going to wrap things.
I think if you don't mind, we're going to wrap it up, because I actually have to do. Going to be 0 tonight in Medina, and I have to run out and put a blanket on my donkey. So I have to run outside.
So we're gonna wrap things up. So I'm gonna play our wisdom of the week. So everybody hang tight. I'm gonna play Doug's wisdom of the week, which I always enjoy, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
It's now time for Untold Radio AM Wisdom of the Week. Remember this: a paradigm isn't just how you think; it's what you assume can't be different. Real growth begins the moment you're willing to question the rules you didn't know you were following. Being open-minded doesn't mean abandoning what works. It means staying alert for the moment it stops working. The people who adapt fastest aren't disloyal to their beliefs. They're loyal to reality. When the evidence changes, wisdom changes with it. Good night. We hope to see you all next week. If you like the show tonight, please consider giving us a thumbs up, leaving a nice comment, and most of all, subscribing and hitting the bell so you will be notified when a new episode is dropping. Also, please share this episode. Now back to Doug and Jeff for our wrap.
All right. No, there's Carl's one of your. Is that your most recent?
Cool.
Is that your most recent one, Carl?
This is actually from the Cell site. So.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Cool. Well, thanks. Well, thank you, Sonya, for coming on. I really appreciate it. It was great to meet you. It was fun talking to you.
I love talking about Bigfoot. I'm glad that you let me get to talk about it and have some opinions. And
it's great. Yep.
And you guys are all together. Nobody's making fun of me or anything.
No,
it's nice to be able to share.
We don't allow that here. That's not what we do.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, Carl.
Great. Thank
As
you.
always, good to see you, Carl. Thanks for coming on. And Dave, great to have you on board too. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's good to see everybody. So thank you, everybody. And we will be back next Sunday with another show. I think there's a football game next Sunday night, but I think we're all going to be here anyways. I know where I'm going to be next Sunday, and it's not going to be watching football. I'm going to be right here.
Wait, you could just make this the halftime show. That'd be okay.
We could do that too. But anyways,
Good idea.
Thank you so much, and thanks again once again to our awesome chat. I love everybody in our chat. Thank you so much for participating and being fans. We love you all. And on that note, good night, everyone.
Good
Thank
night.
you so much. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Nice to meet y'all.
Call you up in the middle of the night. Been bothered by dreams, ain't feeling alright. You give me comfort, say just give it some time. By the end of our talk, I'm feeling just fine. You and I will always know where we belong. This ain't no ordinary